Zach, what are your thoughts on Liam Cohn?
I mean, some guys move one way, other guys move different ways. He chose to move away. That'll stay with him for the rest of his life.
See?
I thought you were going to be like very down the middle, and you just put that on him. For the rest of his life, he's going to have to deal with what he did, the way he moved.
He was a guest of this show one time.
Great guest.
Great guest.
We'll probably see him at the Combine.
You'll probably have to say this to his face.
What's up, Liam?
On today's Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings, we have Thursday Night Football. What a fucking game to end. I know there's one more Thursday Night Football, but that was kind of the end of Thursday Night Football because we have Christmas games next week. It was incredible. Seahawks beat Rams in the overtime. We're going to talk about that game. We have NFL Week 16 picks and preview. Jerry's Fantasy Minute. We got a twofer. Mike Florio and Joey Harrington talking some college football playoffs. And then we're going to finish with Fyre Fest. It's all brought to you by our friends at Game Time. The NFL's in full swing. Tailgates, pack stands, that buzz before kickoff, but getting in nightmare. Hank, what are we looking at?
We're looking at the Bears and the Packers.
Let's go.
You can get in for $396.
Nice. Zach, did you have a game on deck?
You could also get into the Eagles-Commanders games for just $88.
All right, so there's your Saturday. Q's, price jumps, getting logged out mid-click. All you want is to be there, beer in hand, losing your voice with the crowd. The Game Time app gives the advantage back to fans, the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. We're looking at tickets for the Bears-Packers game Saturday night, the Commanders-Eagles game Saturday afternoon. Take that guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code PMT for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Friday, December 19th, and the Seattle Seahawks are looking like they are primed for the 1 seed after an absolute thriller on Thursday Night Football. What a game. It had everything, PFT. It had bad Sam Darnold. It had good Sam Darnold. It had incredible Puka Nacua, incredible Matthew Stafford. We had a 2-point conversion that made no sense, that swung the game, but the Seahawks did it. They outlasted the Rams, and they are now looking like if they can win their last 2 games, they will have the 1 seed in the NFC for the playoffs.
The Seahawks have tiger blood. We had an instance of Sam Darnold turning into a pumpkin and then the reverse pumpkin.
Yeah.
He came back from being a pumpkin today. So I saw the first half. I went on stage at Pup Punk, and I had a guy in the front row that was assigned to tell me every score update. And I announced to the crowd halfway through the Seattle Seahawks are dead.
Mm-hmm.
And
they
then
were.
He held up his phone and he showed me the score. I saw the 2-point conversion. Absolutely insane. I got off stage, ran backstage, turned around at the start of overtime. What an incredible game. I wish I could have seen the entire thing, but football's so back. Football's back.
It was so back. So yeah, the game basically was over, it felt like, because the Rams were up 15. They had all the control. Sam Darnold had thrown his second pick of the night. He had thrown a pick 6 earlier in the night, or actually it wasn't a pick 6. It was down at the 1. But it looked like the Seahawks were deader than dead. And then the guy they traded for, which was a great move, another sign that, hey, it's okay to add pieces even if you think you're a really good team. I always screwed up.
Rashid
Shaheed with the punt return. And then the Rams had a 45-second drive, 3 and out, and then the Seahawks go right back down the field. Sam Darnold picks them apart, scores a touchdown, and the 2-point conversion where it was a backwards pass off a helmet and then a clear recovery, 30-30, go to overtime. It was crazy. And then, I mean, we had a missed kick in there after that. Like, the Rams had a chance. Al Michaels was the all-time jinx. Al Michaels, by the way, we love you, Al. That's all I'll say. The punt return was it was not exactly the greatest call of all time. But we love you, Al.
It's a little bit late. It got late for Al.
Yeah.
I'll give him a pass.
Well, he is on Pacific time, so it wasn't that late.
It's a little bit late for Al.
It was a little late.
But yeah, I heard the jinx. I feel like Al might have just had Seattle money line.
Yeah, he might have, because it was crazy. They were so dead, and they scored 16 points in what felt like 4 minutes of real time, and it was, 2.5 minutes of game time. It was crazy. It was crazy. And the Seahawks, like, both teams, I feel like were just playing at a elite level, and both teams are just scary as scary could be, because the Seahawks had no answer for Puka Nacua, absolutely ripped him to shreds. And then the Rams had really no answer for Sam Darnold when he caught fire in the second half after the punt return. And he went right down the field in overtime, a perfect drive. It was like JSN did nothing in the first half. Then he realized, oh, yeah, JSN's really good. Started hitting him. Everything started working. Just two really good teams. That's all that's my biggest takeaway is even though the Seahawks won and they are firmly win and have, if you win out, you get the 1 seed. I walked away being like, those two teams are really fucking good.
Yeah, maybe NFC Championship preview. Let these guys play 3 times, rubber match.
Yeah.
And the Niners also control their own destiny now.
Yeah.
It's the Niners and the Seahawks. It's a double destiny. And can I just say, this is my first time seeing the studio right now.
Yeah.
Zach.
Tune into PMTV today. We will have the full Zach experience of dressing up the studio.
Yeah, the boys.
Zach, you absolutely killed this.
He did.
I appreciate that, PFT. Yeah, the boys did a good job today.
Great job.
It's festive.
You see, we got stockings too.
Yeah, we've got the Christmas twee back there with the twisted tees.
Yep.
The twee is up.
Yep. He crushed it. He crushed
beautiful.
it. We had a little bit of a ice cream issue in the middle of the game, but we're good. He crushed it.
That was definitely an issue. Something that shouldn't happen has been resolved since then.
Yeah.
Moving forward, we'll take that into consideration, and do our best to be better.
He turned off the machine at like 6:00 tonight. PFT
on a Thursday.
Yeah,
the calendar's been a little all over the place this week, PFT, and it not good. That's
true.
on me, but I had my days jumbled.
He said he went into ice cream autopilot.
It happens to the best.
I thought it was a Friday.
Well, no, because we had Secret Santa here in the office, and then everyone went to the bar, and so the whole office cleared out. He went into ice cream autopilot, which I totally understand. I can't be mad at this guy. So it was a good resolution to the problem. But the best part was he came and sat and watched the entire second half with us, and it was a hell of a game.
What a second half!
Yeah,
Unbelievable second half.
yeah. So yeah, it also was interesting because I don't know if you were following along live, PFT, but I was trying to. Ties always fuck me up. It was smart for the Seahawks to go for 2 because a tie would have basically been a loss in that situation. And yeah, they have the Panthers and then finish with the 49ers. Yes.
What is the Bears' path to a 1 seed?
The Bears' path to a 1 seed is the Seahawks have to lose another game and the Bears have to win out. The Bears have the tiebreaker over the Seahawks and Rams if they finish with the same record as the two teams. So
And they would beat the 49ers if they won out.
Yeah. So it was good. Yeah, it was good. The Bears have to worry about the Packers. I started to do it like halfway through the fourth quarter, PFT, where I started trying to figure out who exactly I want to win and how bad a tie would fuck me. And then I just stopped myself and I said, whoa. The Bears have to fucking worry about the Packers. It's Packers week.
Be interesting to find out if McDonald knew that it was a tie as good as a loss or if he just was aggressive.
No, he had to have known.
Himself, let's go for a win.
He had to have known. That's a scenario you have to run through before the game. Being like, hey, you know what? A tie would be a loss for us. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think a competent coach would definitely, they'd know that.
And he's a very competent coach. And, yeah, it's still obviously up in the air because Seahawks do have a harder rest of the last 2 weeks. They have to, like I said, they have to go to Carolina and then they have to come back and play the 49ers. And the Rams play the Falcons and the Cardinals, which you would think are 2 winnable games. So it's still all up in the air, but this was, what a game. What a game. Congrats to football. It was a fucking awesome, awesome game. And these are the games too. They're like bonus games. They're games that you don't see. We obviously knew these teams were really good, But I all week was like, I wish these teams were playing on Sunday because the late Thursday night games, late in the season, you can get some shitty things happen, injuries, just poor play. That was not tonight. It was, and the Seahawks, I'll say this, the 12th man might be back because that crowd, when that punt return happened and then the 3-and-out happened, that crowd was as loud could be, and it felt, you could just feel everything kind of shifting.
I wonder if that's a thing where there can only be 112s. So if like A&M, if their 12s take a back seat when Seattle's 12s are up, because Seattle's 12s have been back for a while, while A&M has been pretty good on their home field. I wonder if it's like a either or situation.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just And then did you see the Matthew Stafford no look pass?
Yeah, he's back on his bullshit.
So sick.
Yeah,
so sick. And I mean, obviously the Rams were without Devontae Adams. But yeah, great game. Very excited. Can we do a national sports podcast minute for a second? Mm-hmm. Max, would you like to start?
The Wisconsin Badgers volleyball team really played their heart out
They
tonight.
really
It
did.
Sucked to see their
They
season
did.
go down like that. But shout out Carter Booth and Mimi Collier, I think.
Yeah. But really, all right. So obviously the Badgers loss was heartbreaking. We all bet in the cave. I was rooting for, I love this team. You guys know I fucking ride and die with Wisconsin volleyball. But you got to tip your cap when you're bested. Ava Hudson bested us tonight.
Eva Hudson was insane.
She was insane.
She might be the best volleyball player I've ever seen before in my life. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah. And we've seen a lot of volleyball.
We've seen a lot of volleyball.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of volleyball, and she's the best.
Sunday's going to be a hell of a national championship. Texas A&M, Kentucky will be on one of the TVs during the late slate of NFL Sunday.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yes.
October, November, Eva Hudson, January.
That's what it felt like tonight, PFT.
She was
so
insane.
good. She was so good. Okay, that's the National Sports Podcast Minute. We were very glued into that game. Does anyone have a pick or a game they like this weekend with college football playoffs? I'm going to take JMU.
I like Oregon.
I'm going to take JMU. The Friday night game I cannot make heads or tails of, and then I really like Ole Miss. That would be my pick. I feel like we're not that Lane's not a great coach, but I think that it's probably a little too much of hey Ole Miss that lost their coach. I think they're going to throttle Tulane.
I like Miami. I like Oklahoma. So fade me, parlay it, make some money. I've been off in college football. Not a great season, but I like Miami's defensive line. I think they might make the difference in that game.
Yeah, Bane. Okay, I'm trying to think. Do we have – it's going to be a great weekend of sports. We're going to do our Week 16 preview in a second. We have – so MegaDay on Saturday will be streaming. We have, obviously, the Commanders and Eagles going right into JMU, Oregon, going right into Bears-Packers. So we will be in the gambling cave streaming those games. Do you have anything else, PFT?
I'm just curious what the parlay would look like for JMU, Commanders, Bears.
Villanova football.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
no,
we
they
have
play
Villanova.
Illinois State.
And we have Villanova, Wisconsin Friday night.
Yeah, I'll
Max
be
is
in the
gonna
building.
be there.
I'll be in the building.
What a weekend of sports.
What a weekend of sports.
boys.
And Texas A&M Kentucky on Sunday.
Texas and Ava Hudson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? We got anything else, oldie?
P, what's up, baby?
What's up, oldie? How we doing?
Good. You want to see my balls? I miss
Let's show them to you.
Oldie, you know the answer to that. The answer's always yes.
Look at that. Six-pack.
I miss you.
I miss you too. I'll see you this weekend. I'll see you Saturday, buddy.
Oh, I'm heading out tonight.
No.
Yeah, I'm just in for like 4 hours.
Shut up.
He came in for the Wisconsin-Kentucky volleyball
Yeah, the
game.
boys-
It was must watch.
There's no way.
It was he couldn't have missed it.
He couldn't have missed it. We got him on a flight.
No joke. I actually am so excited about volleyball right now.
Okay, I got two questions. One, what does the booth smell like right now?
Great, strong.
Okay.
Oldie, is that
Question
true?
number two.
Okay.
Question two, oldie, how many snacks did you bring from Canada?
I have so many. I got 4 bags of carry-on stuff. After like 3 minutes after me, they on the announcement, they said, okay, we're going to no more carry-on. We got to start tagging bags. And I was like, yes, a huge bag of chips, 9 bags of chips, 4 other bags of chips. My one side of my suitcase is only chocolate bars. And then I have my whole backpack is so heavy with like maple syrup and
I'm out. I need some more.
I have you a full big jug. You got the biggest jug because you're the boss man. So you got the big jug. And then I got some little hand-me-outs. Lots of chocolate, everything, lots. Like I got a photo. Lego, busy. It's a lot.
Oh man,
love you, Oldie.
So Oldie will be here this weekend.
Love you too, baby.
Oh, last thing. Puka tweeted right after the game, like 2 seconds after the game. He's had a very weird 48 hours.
Yeah,
doing streaming stuff, apologizing for the streaming stuff, and then going absolutely off on Thursday Night Football. I'll be honest with you guys. I saw obviously him like streaming. I was like, I'm not looking into this. I'm opting out of this conversation. I don't know what this is. I don't know who these people are. I've heard the name Aiden Ross. I don't know anything about him. I'm opting out.
Yeah, when you have to post the apology with the blue square on it on Twitter, never a good thing to have to do that. I think that Rams fans are like, we love this guy, but we're a little worried that he might have the crazy wide receiver brain.
Yeah.
Like the brain I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He might have a little bit of that. I saw somebody that was talking about like we should try to set up a meeting between Puka Nacua and Maverick Carter so that Maverick Carter can teach him how to be a superstar in this town and how to handle himself and market himself correctly. They're panicking a little bit. I don't want to say panicking. They're concerned. The intent is up in LA, but it's undeniable how electric that guy is on the field.
Yes, he was incredible tonight. Incredible. Okay, let's kick it to ourselves. Week 16 picks and preview. Mike Florio, Joey Harrington, Fyre Fest, and then we'll see everyone on Sunday night. What do you got, Memes? Memes, what do you got? Oh, Zach, you want to say something?
Oh, I was just thinking maybe a quick congratulations, New York Knicks NBA Cup.
Oh,
champions.
yeah. Okay, that's what I mean. Sorry. That was bad work by me.
That's fair. They didn't raise the banner, though.
Yeah, there's no banner.
Opted out the banner, but a great win for the team. Good to see the boys come together, get it done. I thought Wemby broke basketball. He did not break the Knicks.
Yeah.
Spitting in the face of Adam Silver by not raising the banner.
We'll always remember where you were when the Knicks won the NBA Cup.
A lot of guys don't have cups out there.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of guys.
That's true.
Some of your favorite guys in the NBA, no cup.
And they won again tonight, even because everyone was saying cup hangover. Jalen Brunson, clutch.
Ice in his veins. You see that shot?
Yeah,
beautiful
I saw
shot.
that shot.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
It's all the town. I'm in New York right now. It's all anyone's talking about is the cup.
The cup.
I love that.
Because it's the cup.
Mm-hmm. Cup guys gonna cup?
Yeah. Okay, let's kick it to ourselves. Okay, before we get to weekend preview, DraftKings holiday football has arrived. The regular season's wrapping up. The playoffs are on deck, and every win matters more with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The unexpected can turn game day into payday. From fierce rivalries to playoff pushes, nothing beats football this time of year. First touchdown, anytime TD, live bets. When your team scores, you score. And don't forget, DraftKings has your back with early exit. If your player goes down in the first half, you still get paid in cash. With DraftKings, you're protected through the entire first half. Why bet anywhere else? New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Week 16 picks and preview. This episode is brought to you by Uber Eats, reminding fans that if football coincidentally makes you hungry, you can get game day deals on wings, burgers, beers, chips, and more all season long, all on Uber Eats. You'll love being able to get all your personal favorite game day foods delivered on Uber Eats so that you never miss a play. When football makes you hungry, get game day deals all season long, only on Uber Eats. What are we thinking this weekend? Super Bowl Sunday, wings?
Wings sound pretty good to me.
Wings.
I think we talked about doing some sandwiches.
Sandwiches and wings.
Max's
Let's do
Sandwiches. Bring back Max's Deli.
We're going to find it on Uber Eats. Okay, boys, week 16. This is a big one. A big one. So there have been no divisional winners yet, and it's the first time this has happened since 2016.
Yeah, but we're in scenario season.
We're in big-time scenario season. There's a lot of win and get-ins. Win and this team loses. It's going to be a great slate of games. I feel like there's, the schedule makers. They did it well this weekend because we have a big Sunday night game.
Yep.
We got some consequential, the Jags and the Broncos playing in the afternoon window. We have the Bucs and the Panthers for the Clown Division. There's some big games. Saturday football, by the way, speaking of the Clown Division, point differential per division.
I thought you were going to do pie divided by seltzer.
No. The Clown Division, point differential per division.
Yep.
NFC West is leading everyone at plus 287.
Okay.
No, not a lot of outliers.
Yep.
Then you go all the way down. The NFC South is minus 246. 287 to 246.
And if some team's going to win the clown, it takes a clown to beat the clowns.
It should be Shuck.
Top clown.
They should just let Shuck. We should have a
Shuck
committee
exemption.
vote for the NFC South winner, and it should be Shuck.
I agree with that. Who here is sick of seeing Shuck? No one.
Not me.
I love Shuck. I'm leading the charge on Shuck.
I'm a Shuck
Yeah,
head.
I've actually heard that. Yeah, we're Shuck boys. I heard that Max, you got some bad news about Shuck. There's some anti-Shuck propaganda.
I know one person who's anti-Shuck.
Who's doing that?
Sam Schwartzstein is anti-Shuck.
Oh, we love Sam Schwartz.
He hasn't had him on Thursday Night Football yet.
Yeah, then he would know how pro-Shuck he should be.
If he got to spend a week prepping for Shuck.
I hope I'm not misquoting what he said to me, but I feel like
What did he say to you? I don't like Shuck.
I also, he may not like that I'm saying this publicly, but he basically told me he doesn't like Shuck.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, you
man.
can Shuck around and find out.
And he's going to listen to this.
Yeah, he is. All right, so the playoff picture, yeah, Max, you have it up, but it is a lot of winning get-ins or close to get in for a lot of teams. Should we just hop into it? Let's hop into it. Saturday.
Yeah.
Eagles, minus 6.5 at the Commanders, over under 44.5. Jaden Daniels has been benched for the rest of the season.
He has. He has been deactivated for the rest of the season.
Deactivated.
For his own good. Because he just keep trying to come back and get re-injured. I'm fine with it. I support the decision. All in for 2027.
Yeah.
That's that's when the playoffs are.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you're skip next year?
Well, the Super Bowl is going to take place. That's the Super Bowl I've got my eye on.
Got it.
I am all in for 2026. I think it's the right decision. And Max has been trying to talk up this series between the Commanders and the Eagles because, like a lot of other divisions, they wait and they backload it at the end. I don't like the whole playing two division opponents in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't like
in
that.
the middle
thing.
of it with the Packers.
Yeah, it's a weird thing that the NFL has started to do. Max is trying to say that we're going to split. I don't think we're going to split, Max. I think you guys should be good to go. But I looked at it. There is a tease out there that I really like, and it's the PM tease.
Oh.
It's Commanders. You buy the 6 points and you take the over, which I think drops it down to 37.5.
Okay.
And then with the Bears, you buy the 6 points too with the Bears, and then you take the over and you bring that to 40.5. I believe that over under would be in Bears Packers.
Okay.
I believe it pays out something like around 250-ish, plus 250. It seems like a pretty good bet.
Wait.
I will be taking that.
Just those two?
I'm going to be wheeling it. Yeah. Well, the Commanders and the over. Both
got
teams.
it. Got it.
So
Got
it's
it.
a four-leg
tease.
It's a
Got
four-leg
it.
teaser in the two games. I kind of like that.
What
'cause
could go wrong?
I don't think that the Commanders are gonna lose by more than 12, and I think there should be points scored. Max, you played well against a bad defense last week. You get another bad defense this week, and I don't see the Bears losing by more than 8.5. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's going to be a close game. And 40.5 between those two teams. I like it.
Eagles defense is very good.
Very good.
Yep,
Marcus Mariota is starting quarterback.
correct.
Hank had a blind resume a few weeks
It's
ago.
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Maybe he runs the offense better.
That's a good point. I stand corrected.
So
I like it.
If the Eagles win, they have won the NFC East.
Correct.
And that will be the first back-to-back NFC East winner since
2004.
which is a crazy stat.
Yep.
But it does kind of overshadow the fact that the Eagles have owned the NFC East for the last 25 years. In the last 25 years, the Eagles have won the NFC East 12 times.
Yeah.
So they've won it half the time. In that span, they've had twice as many winning seasons as the Giants, 4 times as many division titles as Commanders. There's been no back-to-backs, but the Eagles have been the mainstay.
Yeah, it's just been nice of the Cowboys to poke their heads up every now and again, the Giants to do it
And win a Super Bowl.
and then us like once or twice in that entire span.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Max, overall, the vibes, you feel good?
Yeah, I feel a lot better now that the Cowboys lost.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of pressure is off the team now. It's just win this football game, and if you don't, it's not the end of the world. So there's a lot, the fan base is kind of off your ass this week, but you still got to focus, win a football game, win a division, get it over with, and then focus on the playoffs. But yes, there is a lot less worry in the organization right now, and in the fan base.
If you do clinch it, are we going to get into a rest versus rust debate?
It's a good question because you can't. They're basically out of the 1 seed. I think they can technically get the 2 seed, but at that point, they're not going to get the 4 seed, so they're basically locked in at the.
Well,
they're
2
most
is better.
At the 3. Mm-hmm. It would be nice to get the 2, but I think you want to make sure that people are healthy rather than getting the 2. But I think you're going to play the Bills tough, and then last week of the season and rest everyone.
Well, is Lane Johnson going to be back soon?
He keeps tweeting cryptic shit. I think yes.
Yeah, the eyeballs.
And then he tweeted eyeball emoji, and then this past weekend he just tweeted a picture of his eyeballs.
I like that.
So he's getting closer.
It sounds like he's messing with you.
Personally.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I would agree with you, Max. I think that guys like him, guys that are coming off injuries, I would probably put off bringing them back for as long as I could to get healthy. Lane Johnson probably being the biggest one because your record with Lane Johnson is so much better.
So much better.
And Max, does it worry you at all, the motivational tactics that Dan Quinn's been breaking out?
Oh, is he doing Shark Week?
I don't think it's Shark Week, but he has framed, and this goes back to last week, moving forward, weeks 15 through 18 in the NFL. He's reframed that.
As?
It's the NFC East division tournament.
Oh.
It's the division tournament that we're in because there's so many divisional games. The Commanders had the Giants. They've got the Eagles. They've got the Cowboys and the Eagles again.
That is.
And this is a division tournament now that you found yourself smack in the middle of that you didn't even know that you were going to play. It's like the NBA Cup. Dan Quinn created his own NBA Cup this season.
That's cool.
Does that worry you at all?
Doesn't sound like he's worried.
Does that worry you at all?
Doesn't sound like he's worried at all.
Listen, we're 1-0 in the NFC divisional tournament.
Yeah. That's 1-0 is better than 0-1.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just saying, watch out for Dan.
He's getting hot at the right time.
We very well could lose this game. I just don't think we're going to lose both games, and it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter which one we win.
So there could be a tie for the NFC East divisional tournament.
But you're the only one that's playing all of the teams.
Oh yeah, you guys don't have the Cowboys again, do you?
No,
it's a personal.
We play the Bills next.
It's a personal division.
We just play you.
The schedule's a little bit lopsided. I think it might be a one team tournament for Dan Quinn.
But what a tournament it's going to be.
Tournament. I might make myself a T-shirt if we win that.
I like that.
But what is that? How?
If you go 2-2?
No, I think if we go 3-1.
Okay, then yeah.
If we go 3-1, because Max, that would mean that you would not have 3 wins. It's about you get points for wins.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we beat you one time, there'd be no way for you to get as many points as us if we had 3 wins.
So this is close to a T-shirt and hat game for you.
This is the start, yeah. Well, I guess the second quarter of the NFC East divisional tournament this weekend.
You do have a better record in division than us right now.
What?
There's 3 games.
No, they played the Giants last week.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he's already in the second. He's already up 1-0.
Yeah.
So he's got to win 2 more to get a T-shirt and hat.
Big lead in the tournament. I love that Dan's
You're playing
trying.
a tournament by yourself.
I love that Dan's trying something.
That would actually suck, though, if you lose a tournament that only you've entered.
That's a real possibility.
I have a question. What if you beat the Eagles twice but lose to the Cowboys, and then the Cowboys would then win the divisional tournament? You beat the Eagles twice.
What's the Cowboys' schedule?
They don't play. They play the Chargers this week.
Yeah, I know they don't have an NFC East game this week.
They play the Commanders and Giants to finish.
Okay, so
If they
you
go
would need the Giants to beat the Cowboys.
We'd have 3 wins because we beat you twice and we already beat the Giants, so we'd have 3 points.
This is making my head hurt.
Yeah.
So we're only worried about the end of season, we're not going for the full season divisional record.
I'm only worried about the last 4 games of the season.
Got it.
We already have 1 in hand.
He's trying to go 3-1.
So the actual divisional records mean nothing.
No, and it's
not at all. Max.
Only the Commanders are.
That's where my confusion was.
Yes.
That's where my confusion.
Only the Commanders are in the divisional tournament.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. My bad.
But if we go 3-1, we'll have 1 more win than any other team in the division during that 4-week time span. So therefore, we win the tournament. Yeah.
Got it.
Why is this so hard to follow,
My bad.
Max?
My bad. That's on
You
me.
don't know anything
That's
about
on
winning
me.
football, Max.
It's huge. Okay, next game. So wait, we will be streaming. We're streaming both Saturday games. Mega
I still
Day.
think the Commanders can win this game. I just want to finish with that.
Will you be upset if they do?
You think?
Oh, you think? Oh, yeah, because the Bills. Then you don't want to
Yeah.
be in a week 18.
Well, it would
must
be
win.
a week 18 win and get in.
But I'm confused because a second ago it sounded like you didn't care if you lost.
It's just not the end of the world if we lose, but
That's not a great mindset.
No, you got to be must win, dude. Get back into must win mode.
Yeah, this isn't even close to must win. This is I hope we lose mode.
no, yeah, I got to be more in must win. The more I think about it, the more I have to be in must win.
Have to be a must win. Okay, next one, Saturday night, Bears at home against the Packers. Bears are plus 1.5. It's actually been shifting back and forth. I saw just now it's Bears minus 1.5, but plus money. Over under is 46.5. This is a must win. Must win for the Bears.
I would agree with that.
It's must win for the Packers too.
I got a question about Ben Johnson and the good, better, best.
Yeah, never let it rest.
Does he do that after a loss too, or just after a win?
I've not seen it after a loss.
Okay, they probably don't
put
put
out
it
a
out.
lot of videos after a loss.
Yeah, I just didn't know if that was reserved or if that was like consistent messaging.
Yeah, this is a big game. This is a huge, huge game. I said before the first Packers game that if the Bears lost that game, it would not be doom and gloom. It would not be sky is falling because you get to play them in 2 weeks at Soldier Field, and you are going into that game with a good record. So it's like, hey, this is you've awarded yourself some leeway. This one you gotta win because the Bears are most likely going to make the playoffs. If they lose this game, then it starts to get, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You start looking at the calculations, and the 49ers are a game that's coming up next week, and then the Lions in Week 18. You don't want to get to a spot where the Lions Week 18 becomes a win and get in.
And if you win this game, then you become the biggest Steelers fan in the world on Sunday.
Oh yeah, because that would clinch the spot. I don't think it would clinch the North. It would just clinch
A spot.
a playoff spot.
Yep, you'd be in.
Yeah. So I think I like the Bears in this game. There's the thing I'm psyching myself out with to try to keep my expectations as low as possible, even though they're sky high, is that the Packers might have like a bounce back. Micah Parsons out. We all got a rally type of game. Also, I think Christian Watson is going to play.
Okay.
So he's not fully as bad. And then I even found a stat from Sports Info Solutions that the Micah Parsons has been roughly replacement level run defender over the last 2 seasons. So now I've psyched myself into being like, is the Packers run defense going to be better without Micah Parsons, which is what the Bears want to do because Luther Burden, Rome Odunze has got some banged up wide receivers. I think they're going to want to run the ball a lot. I'm excited for this game. I think the Bears are going to win. It's going to be a fun watch, hopefully, and I'd rather it not go the way it went 2 weeks ago.
I did like how I saw the Bears talking about the win last week against the Browns with like a little bit of disappointment. Like they were upset that they didn't win by more.
Yeah.
It was like the Bears, and I saw the Texans felt that way too about last week.
Yeah.
But I actually believed it when I heard the Bears players talking about it.
Yeah.
Like they are kind of pissed off.
I think this team really believes in themselves. I've dubbed them as very good. I truly believe that. And this is another chance at a divisional foe, a heated rival that like this. If the Bears can win this game, they're going to have the inside track to winning the division and possibly getting the 2 seed.
I think the offensive line has been really, really good for the Bears.
One of the best in the NFL.
Just knocking the piss out
the
of them.
Avengers, as Caleb Williams calls them.
I like
which
that.
I love. And I have slowly weaned myself off the addiction of watching Caleb Williams touchdown pass to DJ Moore. It took about 3 days because I was logging about 300 views a day.
Yeah, listen, I would fuck that pass.
It was insane.
It was a really good pass. Which one is Batman in the Avengers? Which one are your offensive linemen?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
I think he's
maybe Tooney.
I think he's my favorite Avenger.
Yeah. Tooney's probably Batman. Drew Dahlman's probably Spider-Man.
Superman?
Spider-Man's in the Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably, and then Darnell Wright is probably the Hulk.
Hulk is a good one, yeah.
Yeah. Does that sound right?
I've never seen the Avengers.
There was also a weird thing that happened last night. This might just be my algorithm. I think Darnell Wright was just blocking people on Twitter, which I love.
He's about that life.
He's
On and off
100%
the
about
field.
that life. He's going to block you.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it.
Hank, who's your favorite Avenger?
Iron Man, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. What about
That's the only
Aquaman?
movie I saw. He's on Avenger, Justice League.
No, Aquaman's an Avenger.
Justice League.
So Spider-Man,
Avenger.
Superman,
Justice League. Yeah.
Hulk.
Avenger.
Batman?
Justice League.
See, I was actually trying to follow your lead of saying a non-Avenger, but
Yeah.
I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is?
Is he?
No.
There's a whole contract thing. Sony.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man is.
I was picking up what you're saying,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was just taking a shot in the dark that Spider-Man was not an Avenger.
I was just trying to make everybody
He is?
that was
No.
listening angry at us.
Yes.
Yes, he
Spider-Man is an Avenger.
Spider-Man's always been.
Yeah.
Is Hulk an Avenger?
No, but he's also
Yes.
But Aquaman.
Justice League.
yes.
correct.
Okay.
Wait,
Avengers also on the hot seat right now.
Tom Holland.
if
is the
Spider-Man-
Avenger, is the Spider-Man Avenger.
If Spider-Man went into the Baseball Hall of Fame, is he wearing an Avengers hat or a Justice League hat?
Avengers.
Avengers.
Jonah Jackson would be Aquaman. If we're doing the Avengers.
Okay.
What?
He's a player on the Bears.
Got it.
The Avengers.
I thought we were still talking. My bad.
Yeah.
Big Cat, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I really like the Bears.
Yeah, that's what's scaring me. Is
Well,
that I think they're going to win this game.
I
I
saying
think
that-
they're better than the Packers. I know the Packers are injured, and Micah Parsons is a big loss, but I think they are.
I'm setting this game aside. I'm just saying in general, I believe in the Bears.
They run the ball.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the defense. Can the defense get the turnovers? Because the defense leads the league in turnovers, and I think we're like 24th in points per game given up. So there's a little bit of a disparity there. The Packers, that was a week from hell last week. I understand that. It sucks that Micah Parsons out. But they still have everything in front of them. They still can if they win this game, they could be the 2 seed. Like all that shit is right there for the taking for them. So it's a huge game for them.
I just really like the idea of that rushing attack in Soldier Field in January.
Yeah.
It makes me feel things.
It's fun. It's fun. Also, shout out Kevin Warren. Packer Week decided to give another open letter saying the Bears are exploring Northwest Indiana.
That's such bullshit. They're not actually going to move the team.
No, it's
to
all
Northwest Indiana. He's like, oh, it's a nice Willis Tower. You got to be ashamed if anything happened. He's trying to pull like a mafiosa type. He's threatening you.
Yeah, Cook County's not giving them the money they want, so now they're going to be like, oh, we're going to go to Indiana. I guess I understand.
There's Highland Park.
I'm not.
Or Arlington Heights.
Arlington Heights is
Cook County.
yeah. So they're basically like, hey, we're gonna go to a different state and get someone. Are you stretching right now, Hank? What are you doing?
I'm talking. Sorry.
What was that stretch?
I was stretching.
Your hammy okay?
You're just stretching? What were you stretching? What's tight?
My hips.
Your hips are more important than Kevin Warren.
I wasn't
putting out.
trying- I
No.
wasn't-
I'm being honest with you. I don't want to talk about the Bears stadium. It's fucking stupid. Kevin Warren's a moron who said the shovel's in the ground in 2025 in Arlington Heights, and then the week of the Packers game, where the Bears are the best they've been in 7 years, has decided that, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to drop another open letter saying, hey, we're not going to do it. We're going to maybe go to Northwest Indiana. Is your hip okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You sure?
I don't know.
Too many swings.
Too many swings.
This is not. I'm sorry. I was not trying.
I'm being serious. The Bears stadium thing is the dumbest thing ever because Kevin Warren. This is his only job,
When I saw the
and he
open
just
letter,
keeps doing open letters.
when I saw the open letter, I thought when you write an open letter, it's actually the farthest thing from an open letter. There's a target audience of like maybe 3 people for
Yeah.
that letter.
Yeah.
And he's releasing it as an open letter so that everybody knows that he wrote a letter to this one guy.
Yes, he wrote an open letter week 1.
It does suck to get open lettered though.
Yeah, but I'm done with the open letters. I've said it for maybe 2 years now. Until I see an actual shovel in the dirt, I won't believe it. So they're not moving to Northwest Indiana. They're just trying to get someone else to pay for it. It's stupid. You should have just left the focus on the Bears Packers and the Bears having their best season in a long time and not reminded everyone, oh yeah, there is a clown show still going on.
Clown show.
Okay. Who do you like in this game, Hank? I was being serious. I was asking about your stretching. I don't care that you were stretching.
I like the Packers.
Oh, zig when everyone zags. By the way, do you know that DJ Moore? I guess it happened last week, the week before, but that was his officially his first winning season in college or NFL.
That's crazy.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
it's fun to see like that last week, getting the game ball, having that type of game. He's been dogged by the media, by fans. I like DJ Moore. Last year was weird. What?
No, can finish.
What were you saying?
I was just gonna say out of friendship, and I'm not trolling, but genuinely, I'd be concerned about the Bears. Their schedule to end the season is brutal.
Very tough. That's why this game is so important.
Right.
Yeah. You don't want to get in a situation. At minimum, they are going to be they can't be eliminated from the playoffs until after week 18. But I'd rather not get to there.
I do believe in them. Maybe it's because they haven't played the meat of their schedule yet, but in the games I've seen recently, they look like a different team. They do. They look like a legitimate team.
Yeah, we'll see. So you're gonna bet the Packers? It's good for the stream.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to be a troll.
No, you can be a troll.
Be a troll.
Be a troll. I don't give a fuck. Be a troll.
We'll see.
You have a great fit today.
Thank you.
Okay, should we go to Sunday?
Yeah.
There's some games that we can go quickly. Bills -10 at the Browns. Over-under is 42.5. The Bills are in a playoff scenario where I think it's a Buffalo win and Indy loss or Houston loss, and they're in.
Yeah. And I do like the Bills, but I think the Browns might cover.
Well, the
Because
Bills...
especially it's like the Browns, that defense in the first half, like we've talked about all season, they play the same game over and over and over again. The defense keeps them in the game. Then they're like, come on, man, give me a fucking break. Can you please score some points? And then the defense runs out of gas eventually. The Bills kind of feel like the opposite of that, where they'll get off to a slow start, and then Josh Allen will put the team on his back, come back, win the game. I like the Browns at the very least in the first half of this game. I like them to cover 10 points, but I do think that the Bills win.
I have a stat for you that backs up what you're saying. The Bills against teams below 500 this year are 1-4 against the spread.
Yeah.
So there you go. That would back it up. The Bills are also we talked about the Avengers for the Bears. The Bills also have a fantastic offensive line that I think gets a little underrated or not talked about enough because of how good Josh Allen is. They have some fucking studs.
Yeah, Dawkins having a great year.
McGovern, yeah.
Did you notice what Shedeur did at the end of the game last week against the Bears? He kind of did it again.
What?
It was
oh yeah.
It was fourth and goal.
Yeah.
They were I think they were past the 10-yard line at least. And I mean like 10, 15, 20-yard line, somewhere in there. And Shedeur held onto the ball for almost 8 seconds.
He holds onto the ball.
7.92 seconds on fourth and goal and took a sack to close the game. Just like what he did the week before against the Titans. I guess he kind of tried to take off and run on that when it was like 4th and 20 something.
Yeah.
Why is Shedeur doing that at the very end of back-to-back games?
He just likes to hold on to the ball.
He does. I think he probably holds on to the ball longer than any quarterback right now.
Yeah. So Shedeur, what's the weather going to be like? Do we know? We're basically on Myles Garrett watch too with the Browns. Do you think he's going to get one on Josh Allen?
I think he'll get one.
He gets one every game, feels like.
But what's most remarkable about Myles Garrett and also about the Browns defense in general is just how good they are at rushing the passer.
Yeah.
Considering they're out of games. Like they're playing like a half where they can pin their ears back.
Yep. It's true. It's true. Okay. You like the Browns against the spread. I'm going to pass from this game.
That's fair. You also don't know what Browns you're going to get.
Yes. Chargers at Cowboys. Cowboys -2.5, over under 49.5. The Chargers, so here's a stat from Sports Info Solutions. Justin Herbert has dominated zone coverage this year. Chargers' success rate against zone is best in the league, and the Cowboys run 4th highest use of zone in the league, 68%. So it might be a big Justin Herbert bounce back day where he's been winning games. The numbers haven't been there.
Yeah.
But he's been doing everything he needs to gut them to wins.
The Chargers have also covered an 8 straight as road dogs against the NFC.
Damn.
So that falls right into the pattern. I do like the Chargers, regardless of any of those stats that may or may not mean anything when you look at like what conference you're playing against.
Yeah.
But I do like the Chargers just for the simple fact that they have something to play for and they've got Harbaugh.
We talked about it with the San Francisco 49ers. The Chargers are still alive for the 1 seed. Is that not crazy?
That is crazy.
The Chargers are still alive for the 1 seed.
They could win that division, yeah.
So, and they play the Broncos in the last week of the season. If the Broncos can lose one of their last 2 games before that, they would be playing the Broncos to beat them twice and have the same record as them. So the Chargers have to win out.
Yeah.
That's the first thing to happen. The Patriots would need to lose one of their last 3 games. The Broncos have to lose to the Jaguars or the Chiefs, and then the Jaguars need to lose one of their last 3 games. They play the Broncos, Colts, Titans. It's not likely because they kind of need the Broncos and Jaguars both to lose this game on Sunday. Mm-hmm. But it's still alive, which is crazy.
Yeah,
because I think we've just been conditioned to see the Broncos in the 1 seed, and the Chargers are going to be somewhere in that 5 to 7 range. But yeah, they're alive for it.
Yeah, I don't know that they're going to get the 1 seed. I love them to win this game. The Cowboys feel like something's changed. I don't know if it was the mood that changed following the losses or the mood changed and then made them start losing games, but they feel like a different team than they were like 3 weeks ago.
I think it all goes to George Pickens.
Yeah,
George Pickens feels like the guy at a party who has just a command on the mood of the room. And if he's in a bad mood, everyone's going to be in a bad mood. If he's in a good mood, everyone's going to be in a good mood. They're just in a bad mood because George Pickens is in a bad mood.
Maybe he got in a bad mood. It's like with your party analogy. The guy at the party, he's a lot of fun when he's drunk, and then he gets too drunk, and now nobody's having fun at the party.
Right.
And
he's an energy vampire.
He's caught 8 passes for 80 yards over the 2-game losing streak.
Yeah.
And that's after starting off like the hottest wide receiver in the NFL. And I hope he gets back there. I love watching Georgie when he's playing good. But it seems like there's been a change in the Cowboys.
I agree. Do you know that Justin Herbert has a bunch of pigs?
Did not know that.
Yeah. He has a ranch with a bunch of pigs.
What do you
Madison
call a group
Beer
of,
was there.
A group of pigs.
Barstool Sports.
Yeah. I'd set you up for that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was my Justin Herbert update. Also,
a sty?
Sty. No.
That's where they live.
What's a group of piglets?
That's
Is
the
that
babies.
just babies?
That's the babies.
Group of pigs.
Pigs.
A group of pigs is called a sounder.
Oh.
Or a drove/drift, the young ones. But also a herd, team, or passel.
I don't know what a passel is.
I don't either.
I like a sounder.
I like a team.
A team of pigs?
A team of pigs.
I mean, that's the offensive line.
Yeah, it's Arizona or Arkansas.
Yeah.
I think the Chargers. I agree with you. The something's happened with the Cowboys.
This feels like bad vibes.
Weeks. Yeah, they beat the Chiefs. That was their high point.
Yeah, Jerry Jones is probably saying weird shit to him behind the scenes that people don't really understand, but they know it's bad.
Mm-hmm. I think Justin Herbert's going to go off. I think he's going to go off.
Go off.
I think he's going to go off.
So you think the hand is fine now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Rodgers is fine. He's got a hand.
That's true. This is a good week to go off.
It feels like it. Matt Eberflus has not done a great job with this. We thought it was fixed, and it's not fixed.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Chiefs Titans. Titans are 3.5-point underdogs. Over under 37.5. I actually love the Titans this game.
I do too.
There's never been a more, and maybe it's so obvious that we're wrong, but teams quitting. There's never been a team that deserves to quit more than the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They've been playing so much football for the last 5 years. They're always 7 years. They're always in the playoffs, deep in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes just tore his ACL. If you're a Chiefs player listening to this right now, just fucking quit. Just quit.
It's got to be weird.
Quit.
Like the Chiefs players playing regular season football games with nothing to play for must be the weirdest thing ever.
Right.
They don't have any, and the Titans have a lot of experience with that.
Right.
This feels like it's set up for them.
Did you see there was a fun graphic that was posted? I just love looking at graphics where anyone puts anything in an easy, organizable way. It was number of weeks left when eliminated from playoffs. So essentially, how many weeks has your team played?
Yeah.
And it was since 2017. How many meaningless weeks has your team played since 2017? The Chiefs now have 3 because they're going to play these last 3 weeks. They had not. The Steelers and the Ravens have not played any meaningless games since 2017. And the other leader in the NFC was the Eagles, have only played 1 meaningless game since 2017.
Yeah, so they have no idea what to do with themselves.
Who do you think leads in both conferences for meaningless games played?
Okay, number 1 in that.
That wasn't.
What's the time span?
No, memes. 2017.
Since 2017.
No.
Yeah.
I think
Jets, obviously.
I think it's an insult stat.
It's the Panthers and the Jets, right?
The Jets have played 30 meaningless weeks since 2017, and the Giants have played 26 meaningless weeks since
Joke
2017.
of a city.
Why you go fuck yourself, man?
It is.
That was good, man.
They gotta combine teams at some point if they want to win championships.
What would you call them?
You just open yourself up to
I would call them the
fans
Jets
there.
with a G. The
Yeah.
Gets.
Are the
I mean, it's been
Are the Giants with a
15
J?
years.
The New York Giants with a
yeah.
J.
Yeah, would you open yourself up to?
He said
I mean,
Giants
he said-
fans. We've won 3 Super Bowls since then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they got the two that matter.
Yeah.
They got the one that matters.
They have the one that matters.
How
that's for
much?
sure.
How much would you? How many Super Bowls would you trade to have the one to make the perfect season?
Tom Brady's
No.
Bucs Super Bowl, would you trade?
Definitely.
Throw that in.
I give them the Rams one too.
Which, the first
Last
Yeah.
one.
Last
That
one.
was-
Okay, but that was like Belichick's defensive masterpiece.
Yeah, but I'd rather have 17-0.
Yeah, he
I
booked
feel like
it.
Patriots fans don't even give a fuck about Belichick anymore.
That's not true.
Good
I
point,
actually,
Max. That's a great point by Max.
look what I got.
Terrible point.
Look what I got in the mail.
What does that even
I should have
mean?
brought it down here.
Max, what does that even mean?
Look what I got in the mail.
It's bad press, and it's just Brady. I feel like it's just turned into Brady.
What are you what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Brady, that Bill Belichick has had bad press. You want me to?
That's
But, like,
just
what-
Pablo.
how
That's
does
just
it-
Pablo finding out.
How does fuck Pablo? No, I'm just kidding.
That was the quickest backtrack.
I pay my taxes, Pablo. There's no like I care about Bill Belichick and Tom Brady the same. There's no.
I didn't
the bad
even really
press
mean
doesn't-
that. I was
Yeah,
just
like,
kind of
don't know what
saying
you're
that.
talking about.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, no, it's just you make no sense.
I
in
just
that.
sent you guys-
It does. I mean, it makes a little bit of sense.
No, it really doesn't.
It definitely makes a little bit
Really
of sense.
doesn't.
I just texted you guys what I got in the mail today. Pretty crazy. Well, not crazy because I know his PR guy. He used to work for the Bears. He's a friend of mine. But I got a Christmas card from the North Carolina football team.
It's awesome.
It's pretty.
That's very
funny.
cool.
Yeah.
Is she in here?
I don't think so. I didn't look.
Let's see.
Find it.
I
Is she?
don't. It's kind of blurred. Maybe.
No, she's definitely not.
She's definitely not in here.
Well, no. If the picture was taken like August before this whole thing started,
I don't think so. Because she
No
would be
way.
front and center. Because she's queen.
There's like barely any coaches on.
She's
here.
queen. She's queen. She's queen.
There's a bunch of coaches.
By the way, I know we're talking about Titans Chiefs.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chiefs should quit. But we are watching. We're on watch
I did not see
here.
that.
There's
Kelsey?
There's five.
I didn't-
There's 5.
I didn't
rows
see the
of
back row. I
coaches.
didn't see the back row. She definitely could be in this then.
I love this. This is gonna.
The very back row, or there's 4 back rows.
Well, that's not the back row.
There's so many
But
rows.
the back row is the back row. What were you gonna say, Kelsey?
Well, the Kelsey milestone.
Oh,
He's on. He's still.
what's the milestone?
He could get 1,000 again.
How many years?
1,000
away?
yards. He's 203 yards away.
Oh, I was talking about something more important. Did you know Cam Ward going into this game is just 1,736 yards away from passing Andrew Luck's all-time rookie single-season passing yards record?
That's doable.
It's still on the table, is it not, boys?
Who else do they play?
1,736. What is that divided by 3? That's got to be. We need Mincy in here. Mincy, 600 yards a game for the last 3 games.
Set
He
the
could
all-time
do it.
record back to back to back.
He could do it. I'll be watching. I'll be updating.
Yeah, it hasn't been a great season for, but I think you've seen enough if you're a Titans fan where you're excited about the prospect of having getting Cam Ward an actual coach.
Yeah, and team.
Yeah, both those things. I think you get the coach first,
Yeah.
and then you build the team around the coach.
Okay, so just quit, Chiefs. Just go ahead and quit.
Yeah, no one's going to blame you.
Nope, not at all. Okay, Bengals. Oh, would you have the? What are we looking up right now? What are you looking up?
I'm doing a deep dive into
The picture.
a
Okay,
higher
All right,
quality
you let
picture.
us know.
Yeah.
You let us know what you find.
You know what's
This
crazy?
Max finds out. It's going to be a terrible
no, this isn't
investigation
it.
that doesn't. He gets the year wrong.
There's
he gets
way more
everything
coaches
wrong.
in the picture that.
And then he
that you were
says,
sent.
I don't know. I think I'm right, but I don't know.
Should we get
This
food?
isn't the right picture.
Max-
This isn't
yeah.
the same picture.
Max
There's so many
finds
less
out.
rows of coaches. Max finds out would be.
It's
would
a
be
bad
That's a
podcast.
bad,
No, that would be
that's a
great.
bad idea.
How do you spell dry needling?
Go, Zach.
Dry
Go
needling.
run up to my office and grab the thing and give it to Max. Max finds out.
We're going to dive into it.
Bengals minus 5.5 at the Dolphins. Dolphins over under 47.5. This game is completely meaningless.
No.
Except for Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
I can't believe they skipped over Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's not happy about it either. And I get it.
Yeah, I mean, it essentially is saying that he's done.
Yeah, I get it. If I was
As a
Zach Wilson,
quarterback.
I'd be pretty upset about this too. It is Quinn Aragua time. I did have Shane make up a graphic for it.
Okay.
Because I want to show this to you because in the Quinn Aragua graphic.
What was that? I think that was Zach running. He like fell or something.
Is he okay?
We just heard a big bang.
He very well could.
He very well could have fallen
Very well could have.
into something.
You guys can check if he's all right. That was
That was a large
Something
bang.
got knocked over.
big tree fall hard.
Yeah.
Nah, I still hear him moving.
Okay. He's alive.
You can hear him moving around the house.
But look at this graphic that Shane made up here. It's Quinn Aragua. Tell me that Quinn Ewers doesn't look a little bit like Zach.
Yeah, he does a little bit.
I can see it.
He does.
He's a handsome guy.
Yeah. Okay, so Quinn Ewers time. It's going to be fun watching. I don't know why I said listening. Watching Quinn Ewers, I think.
Well, they put the Dolphins behind a paywall.
Okay, yeah.
So listen.
Taylor, Zach Taylor. Oh, this is Zach Taylor, who's now on the hot seat officially, I would say.
You think so?
Yes.
I just go back to the fact that the Bengals, they don't fire coaches. He should be.
Yeah. He just got into a little back and forth talking about his contract, and he just said, I'm not going to respond to it. Don't ask me. Back and forth. So, yeah, it feels like the hot seat is there. Whether the hot seat actually turns all the way up, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it probably should. And if you heard Joe Burrow's most recent press conference, it doesn't sound like he's locked in. And we'll talk about it with Florio in a little bit, but it did sound like he was testifying about something when they were asking him, can you picture a world where you're not the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals next year? And he said, not necessarily. And I don't know, it feels like he's being very careful with his words.
Is it a tryout for Joe Burrow?
Oh, going to Miami. Miami.
Maybe.
Tyreek Hill might be out. He did the peace out.
The deuces, yeah, when Judon got the axe.
No way, Max. Your investigation?
I've given up. I can't.
She's not in the picture.
She might be.
No. So Max finds out is she might be, she might not.
Max can't find out.
Okay, Max can't find out. That's actually a better part.
Max
Yeah.
knows.
Zach, did you fall?
Max doesn't know.
Zach, you fall?
No, it didn't fall.
What was that loud bang?
I was running.
Did you hit something?
No,
You didn't like fall into like a trash can?
no.
Were you running the whole
bad.
time?
Yeah.
Zach is really good.
that
I don't know if
heavy?
you guys noticed this. Zach is really good at doing the hustle across, like when you're in the crosswalk and a car's coming and you want to pretend that you're trying to hustle. So
Yeah.
you do like a quick like 5-step jog and then you walk. Zach does that for everything. If you're like, Zach, can you grab me a water? Or, hey, Zach, can you come over here? He gets a nice little like jog and then he walks. You perfected it.
In show, he does not do that.
He
Like,
sprints.
when you asked him to get like the body armor flash IVs, he
sprints.
absolutely sprints.
Okay.
Which is, you were definitely sprinting to get this picture.
Yeah, pace of play.
Pace of play. Pace of play.
Facts.
Yeah, when you get around, you almost glide.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's awesome.
Smooth.
I appreciate gliding.
Yeah,
I appreciate your hustle. I'm saying it's a compliment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Glide.
This is where we're at in some of these games this season. Where we're
I
just
have one, like-
we're just going left, going right.
I have one moderately interesting thing about this matchup.
Okay.
Moderately interesting stat of the week. In the past, there have been 22 quarterbacks that make their starting debuts against the Bengals, as Quinn Ewers will do this week.
22?
22 quarterbacks against the Bengals. They're 14-8.
Whoa.
So they've got a very winning record against the Bengals.
Whoa. That's actually pretty shocking.
So this is going to be 23 for them. We'll see.
Quinde Aragua.
Quindred, yeah. Lock him up.
Quinde Aragua. All right, Jets at Saints. Saints minus 4.5 over under and 40.5. You're going to get shucked up, memes. Sorry.
Yeah, probably the entire secondary's on IR.
You ready to
Shuck
get shucked?
300? Shuck 300? We going Shuck 300?
I'm going to take Shuck 300 every single week.
We got to take Shuck 300.
You're going to get bent over and shucked. You're going to be shucking and fucking out there.
It's possible, but we did fire the defensive coordinator.
Okay.
Interim
Interim
bump.
Interim bump.
Who is your interim?
It's late. I forgot his name.
Okay.
Wait,
Harris? Harris.
can't be a real. Wait, what's his name?
Let me find it.
Harris? He said Harris ?
Memes. I just saw a stat. And
You're
it's-
right, Chris
it's
Harris.
Yes.
Pretty unbelievable if true, but I'm trying to figure out why it would be true. Yeah, so this could be true. Wait, no. Geno Smith was drafted, right? Yeah. Yes, he was drafted by the Jets. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Okay. Wow. I think this might be true.
Just mean.
No, it's not mean.
Feels
Also,
mean.
it's not true.
It does feel like it's going to be me.
does
You already
no,
hit me with one mean one.
No, it's not. It's not. It's
Just
not
do it
mean,
again?
and it's also not true. I just fact checked it.
What was
It's
it?
not true. It was that this is the 14th consecutive year the Jets have started an undrafted rookie at quarterback in Week 15. That's just not true.
There's no way.
There is a lot of years though. Bryce Petty wasn't drafted, right? Luke Falk wasn't drafted. Mike White wasn't drafted.
Christian
Tim Boyle
Hackenberg
wasn't drafted.
Was drafted.
But Aaron Rodgers played every game last year, so it's not true.
Yes.
Can't be true. But there's
Bryce Petty was drafted.
Oh, Bryce Petty was drafted.
4th round.
Ryan Fitzpatrick wasn't drafted.
No.
Or was he a 7th round draft pick?
I don't think he was drafted. Either way, that's the stat's not true, so it doesn't matter.
Follow that in the not true, but sounds
Ryan
like it
Fitzpatrick
could.
was a 7th round draft pick.
Oh,
you.
all right. So this stat
Thank
is
you.
not even close to true.
Yeah. Memes.
That was our fun game of not a true stat, but makes you think.
Good luck against Shuck memes. Are you intimidated by the Cook versus Shuck matchup?
Saints and
No,
Jets
not really.
brought us to.
We are doing Brady Cook again.
There's also a reason why Max loves Shuck.
yeah.
Whose offense are they running?
Kellen Moore. Good
Yeah.
offense.
Yeah. That's why he loves him.
Is that why you love him?
He misses the offense.
Are
that's his offense.
Oh, are you
I just
closing
think
your
he's a-
eyes and thinking about Shuck playing for the Eagles? You're sitting in the Shuck chair?
No.
You're over in the
not-
corner. You're getting shucked.
We're allowed to. We're allowed to have guys on other teams. We've always had guys.
No, you're thinking about another man shucking your team. You're in the corner of the hotel room.
Don't ruin Shuck for me.
That's what it is. Memes. Good call.
Don't ruin Shuck for me.
Yeah.
I like Shuck. I'm allowed to like Shuck.
Yeah. If you get off on that.
Yeah.
By the way-
I want to get shucked up.
This is I found the stat. Dan Hansis tweeted it and then followed up with, guys, this was a joke. Jeez.
Got it. Okay.
Which is a funny joke because it is. Who knows?
You could believe it. Yeah. Memes. I do think at some point we're going to get the Brady Cook game.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds too perfect, doesn't it?
It does sound too perfect.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, the Saints defense is actually pretty good against the pass. Some of that has to do with the fact that teams haven't needed to pass against the Saints a lot. But if you look at the total stats, they're not bad against the pass. But I think in one of these weeks there will be a Brady Cook game, and I think the threshold for the Brady Cook game is probably 250 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I don't think it's happening this week. The Saints defense has been playing well. I like the Saints this week. Tyler Shuck.
Love the Saints.
We're gonna go shucks. We're gonna shuck it up. We're gonna shuck things up.
We did get to the bottom of it. That is why Max loves him.
Why?
You pervert.
What?
Oh, the sitting in the corner in the Shuck chair thing.
Oh, yeah,
He's-
yeah.
He's thinking
Shuck
about
chair.
Shuck on the Eagles.
The real reason I like him is I'm in a high stake dynasty fantasy league and I picked him in like the 3rd round. So
Why did you say that?
because no one cares about your fantasy.
You're
team.
right. We don't.
Yeah.
What do we mean by high stakes, though?
I think it's just a big buy-in.
Okay,
Yeah.
not comfortable sharing.
$1,000.
Oh wow.
Oh, damn.
But
Are you gonna win?
No.
Shuck? Oh.
Well, no, my team stinks, but
Oh. But you have the future.
That's my
The future.
That's
Your
my
team
quarterback
is
of the
set.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Vikings at Giants. Giants +3 over under 43.5. I don't know. This is another game. I mean, 9. We're gonna watch 9.
Gotta watch 9. 9 versus Dart.
Do you know since 2015 the Vikings have traded off missing the playoffs and making the playoffs? I guess in COVID year they missed back-to-back 2020 and 2021, but pretty much they've gone made playoffs, missed playoffs.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, which is the consistency.
Yeah. And this is the year they missed the playoffs.
This is the year they missed the playoffs.
Okay,
They made
yeah.
the playoffs last year. They missed the playoffs the year before. They made the playoffs the year before that. Back and forth. They're the switching back and forth team.
So they're all in on 9 for next year.
Yes.
That's the season for the Vikings.
Yes, exactly.
I think I like the Giants in this game.
I'm going with 9. I got to stick with 9.
Big Cat, I've been on 9 for a while. I'm not anti-9 in this take. I just think the Giants, I like Dart this week. I think 9 might outplay Dart. I think that the Giants might win.
What makes you think the Giants can win a game?
Because
last week you kind of were like, yeah, they're going to beat the Commanders. I was like, I don't think so.
yeah, I think I just look at the defensive line.
Yeah, but they're not good. That's the craziest part about them. I agree that the players on it should be good.
The Giants also came back last week. It was a closer game than you might have thought at the end of the game.
They haven't won a game. The last time the Giants won a game, we were still watching. We were in the second round of the MLB playoffs.
Yeah.
It was the night that Max's life fell apart.
Oh yeah, that was a great game though.
So I'm not saying that.
You know what?
That was not a good game.
I actually like a couple of the pieces.
That was
on
a
the Giants.
Scatterboo game. That was a Cam Scatterboo.
Yeah,
Jackson
They beat
Dart
the
game.
fuck out of us.
But what
It wasn't
an
a
awesome,
good football
It was an
game.
awesome game to watch.
But I don't know what can tell you. And if you're Giants fans are want to lose this game, they want to lose every game. They absolutely want to lose and get a better pick and get Joe Sheen fired. I just don't know what the Giants have shown that they can win a game.
I just think that they looked okay in the third and fourth quarter last week.
But that's kind of their thing. They look okay. Even when they played the Bears, they were. Jackson Dart get hurt. They might beat the Bears. The Broncos game was crazy. Obviously, there's a lot of the Lions game when Jameis. They're in a lot of games. They don't win the actual portion of the game where it's winning time.
Yeah.
They're not there.
I guess I'm doing a flip-flop on these two teams because I feel like the Vikings stock very high right now.
Yeah.
After a game that everybody watched. The Giants, very, very low stock right now. But I don't think the Giants are one of the worst 3 teams in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I think they're in that next group above that.
I don't know, man. They have 2 wins.
They got 2 wins, but they're playing hard. And Kafka's coaching the team like he's the full-time coach.
Yeah,
he's coaching the team like he's expecting to be invited back next year.
I guess we're going to find out when they play the Raiders next week.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Because
You know what? You might be right. You might have talked me into it because this might be a look-ahead game for the Giants.
Yeah.
They might be going all in against the Raiders.
Okay, if you're going worst 4 teams in the NFL right now in terms of how they're playing, I think it's Giants, Raiders, Jets, Titans.
Cardinals have been a bummer.
But they've
got some stuff on offense, yeah.
Can move the ball a little bit.
What is the spread this week?
It's 3. 3.
I like
Okay.
the Giants.
Take the
I
Giants.
would take the Giants +3.
Okay, now we have a consequential game. Bucs, Panthers. Bucs -3. Over-under is 45.5. It's consequential because they are fighting for the NFC South. The Bucs keep lucking their way back into being in the driver's seat. They lost in horrific fashion to the Falcons, had 2 days to be doom and gloom, and then immediately their playoff odds got way better because the Panthers got shocked.
But they got scared. You know what? This might be the best thing for the Bucs.
You think they got scared?
Yeah, they got
the
scared.
hiccups.
They got scared. Like if you think you're about to get in trouble for something,
Yeah.
and you get away with it, you're like, thank God I got away with it. I learned my lesson. Mm-hmm. That might have happened to the Bucs, but the thing is, the Panthers are very good as underdogs. They just as home underdogs.
Yeah, they're
That's where
terrible as favorites.
They got all 7 wins as an underdog. They should not be favored in any game. I know that the Bucs, I think they're on a 5-game winning streak right now against the Panthers. Mm-hmm. I think I like the Panthers to win this one. But if they split, then Tampa would just need to beat the Dolphins in Week 17.
Yeah, Baker has faced all 32 NFL teams in his career, and he's only 3-0 or better against one team. It's the Panthers. He's 5-0 against Carolina straight up. Mm-hmm. Panther killer.
Are we going to get JPP back?
Do we want JPP back?
I think it's kind of like Phillip Rivers, where it's nice to see guys that we watched when we were younger still playing football.
Still old, but younger.
Younger, but still. Well, when did he get drafted? I feel like that was
JPP?
JPP. I want to say, actually, I don't know.
I could be shocked with. He's 36 years old.
Yeah, so yeah. It's
Younger.
It's good to see players that we
2010.
He got drafted in 2010. Yeah, good call, Hank.
Thanks.
You know your ball.
I would like to see him out there.
Super Bowl.
He probably saw Phillip Rivers and he thought, I'm not much of a finger man myself. Maybe I can get back out there and do it.
Yeah. I think the Bucs are actually going to win this game. I think you're right. I like your take of they got scared straight. What do you think, Zach?
I think I like our odds winning this football game. I like Baker's odds of beating the Panthers again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also think that the Todd Bowles cussing thing might have scared him straight too.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
like, what did we do to make Todd act?
Daddy's
like this?
angry.
Yeah, I've never seen him like that before.
I had kind of some mixed emotions on that, but I hope it did work.
I think it did.
I would hope so.
He was very animated.
We're running out of lucky chances here. We're out of luck. Now we just got to play.
You got to just play.
How do you think Baker's doing? Like health wise?
I think he's doing okay. I don't think he would let us know if it was differently, but
Yeah.
he's doing all right. Definitely not 100%, but
It is very funny to look at the Todd Bowles era in Tampa Bay and what he has done, because if you look at the last 3 years, he has made the playoffs all of the last 3 years, right? They've won the division all of the last 3 years.
Some would say they've been one of the teams of the decade.
Yeah. What do you think their record is combined in the last 3 years, regular season?
I think 30-21.
I like that.
27-24. They've won the division 3 years in a row. He went 8-9, 9-8, 10-7.
That's crazy.
It's fucking insane.
it's a good division.
They should
It's not a good.
relegate the
be
NFC
in.
South, elevate the SEC.
Oh man, it's crazy. He found the best job. Is coaching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC South the best job in America?
It might be the best job.
It
in
might be the
sports.
best job in America, because can you fire a coach if he wins the division 4 straight years, barely over 500?
No, it's like a Supreme Court justice. Just show
Yeah.
up and don't die.
The best he can do this year is be 3 games over 500.
Good for him.
Good for him.
It's good work. Hey, credit to Bruce Arians for passing that down.
It's really nuts to look at. To win the division 3 years in a row, 3 games over 500 total. Good for him. Good for him. But they have been dangerous at times. I think it's also like if you win one playoff game, you immediately get the dangerous tab.
Yeah, did you know that last
They
week?
beat the Eagles in that wild card
Right.
round.
Last week was the first time ever that Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Buka, and Jalen McMillan were all on the field at the same time.
I believe it.
So, yeah, I still think they've got a lot of weapons. Bucky Irving is running good. He looks healthy.
Yep.
I like the offense. There's something weird about Tampa. I don't know if it comes down to the decision making or if it's their defense, but there's something that it's kind of flip flop from the start of the season where they'd win every close game. So now it's like they're not quite getting there.
Can I throw something out there?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be that their head coach is not a very good head coach and he's 3 games over 500 the last 3 years?
That would be a perfect explanation.
It feels like that might be the explanation that we've been looking for.
Yeah.
Also, shout out everyone who drafted Emeka Buka in fantasy. Like, didn't start him right away because you're like, he's a rookie when he had 3 touchdowns in the first 2 weeks. Then put him in and have not taken him out when he's just been not very good the last month.
Shout out to that guy.
That would be me. I forgot to take him off. I was like, why is my team losing? And then after like 4 weeks, like, wait a second. Buka hasn't caught anything.
Yeah. I'm pretty much good for a donation once October hits.
Yeah, you just have that one player that he has like 3 good games and then you just forget to take him out.
Yeah. Do you think that that people in leagues with players like myself and Big Cat, where we kind of forget about adjusting our lineup after week 4, do you think people like having us in the leagues, or do you think they hate having us in the leagues?
Yeah, they like it.
Because if we beat them when we actually cared at the start of the season, and then other teams get to beat us and we're dropping 40.
It's just when you schedule, like the schedule, it's how the schedule breaks.
Yeah, true.
You know, sometimes you play a backup quarterback.
You play who you play. Yeah.
Yeah, there was that 1 week in my 2 QB league where I just didn't schedule the buy. I didn't realize the buys correctly, and I didn't start a quarterback in a 2 QB league. I said, hey, this week we're not going to do it, all right? Not putting a team out there.
You play who you
I
play.
lost by like 120.
Sometimes you think ODU is going to be good.
Yeah, it just happens. What are you going to say, Memes?
You guys got to get out of the league. Gotta set your lineup.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
I like this means.
I always get screwed by the one. It's like, oh, this guy didn't set his lineup. Then the other guy wins, and then you're out of the playoff.
Okay,
Okay,
but,
I agree with that. Like
Yes.
in the very last week,
yeah.
that you got to set your lineup again. You got to set a reminder, go back to setting them, so that people can't get mad about that.
But I want it on the record means
Why not just do it every week?
I do set my lineup. I'm saying that what my biggest flaw as a fantasy football player is that if a guy has like 2 good games, I will keep him in for the next 10 weeks. So he's playing. He just sucks.
By that I mean if a guy has,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm the
then
guy
that's
who
fine.
I'm the guy who picks up someone like someone has 4 touchdowns in the first in the first 3 weeks. I pick that guy up. I put him in. He's got a job for life.
if a guy has 2 good weeks in 2018,
Yeah.
I will put that guy. I can't eat soup with a fork, but I'll still do it.
I agree. You got to set your line. And the quarterback thing was it's literally a 2 quarterback league, and I just had 1 injured and 2 on a bye, and I was like, I can't. There were no quarterbacks left to pick up.
Yeah, it's tough.
The good news for the Bucs is I don't think that their offensive coordinator is going to get a head coaching job next year.
Yes.
So maybe the Baker roller coaster graphic will finally find its end at the end of the season.
How bad do you wish that you had Liam Cohen as your coach, Zach?
I would like to pass on Liam Cohen.
You're passing.
I'd like to pass.
You're a big Todd Bowles guy.
No, I'm also not a big Todd Bowles guy.
So what do you?
I
I didn't throw Liam Cohen out there just because he was in the building.
he was in the building. I just think some things are bigger than football, and I think you got to.
What?
I think you got to handle an exit the right way.
Oh, your feelings are still hurt.
I think you got to handle an exit the right way. That's all I'm saying.
Like he showed you who he was when he left.
Yeah, 100%.
But if you never pushed him out the door,
just give him the job.
if Todd Bowles had passed the baton, or passed the torch to Liam Cohen, then you would never have seen this side of him.
Yeah, if you out of sight, out of mind. If you don't know, you don't know. You know, but now we know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to another big game. Broncos -3 over under 46.5. Jags going into town. Jags are hot. 2 of the hottest teams in the NFL.
Yeah, whenever I see this matchup, I think of the 1996 NFL season. I think of Mark Brunell. And
That should have been John Elway's Super Bowl.
that should have been a Super Bowl, and that game will be forever scarred into my mind because of Little League Baseball. My coach was Mark Schlereth, and after that game, he came to practice. The start of, I guess that would be the 1997 Little League season, and his motivational speech to us before our first game was, sometimes you get your ass kicked by a team that you should absolutely trash, and you can't take them. He was very clearly scarred about it.
Yeah.
And he yelled at us about losing to the Jaguars. And for that entire season, every life lesson was tied into the Jaguars beating the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
And that's all I thought about when I was 11, 12 years old. Every time I would play a baseball game, I would be thinking about that matchup in the playoffs. And it's going to stay with me for the rest of my life. I appreciate that, Coach.
That's what propelled them to win 2 Super Bowls.
Yep.
Broncos, by the way, are on a 12-game home winning streak. 13 is their record, going back to 1998. Their longest home win streak is 19 games over multiple seasons in 97 through 99. But it feels like Mile High is a tough place to play when the Broncos are rolling. They're starting to get up there.
Very.
Single season is 13 in 1998. Multiple season is 19 in a row.
Tough place to go. Do you believe in the Jaguars? I think I do. I don't
do
know
too.
I don't know if that means for this weekend, but I think I believe in them.
This is both teams their stocks couldn't be higher. So who do you fade?
Don't know. The hat's in the building for Denver.
Oh, it's T-shirt and hat game.
Well, yeah, they could clinch the AFC West if they win and the Chargers lose.
Okay.
Then the Broncos could clinch the AFC West. And then if New England loses and Buffalo loses, the Broncos could clinch the 1 seed on Sunday.
Rest versus rust.
Rest versus rust. So,
Rest
but yeah,
versus
the hat's
rust.
in the building. It's a hat game.
Okay, next. I'm excited for this game. I think it's going to be a great game. I do think that Trevor Lawrence is playing. He's playing awesome football. We said last week, five passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. The Jaguars have been rolling. They haven't played the best teams, but I still give them credit for crushing them. They also crushed the Chargers, who are a good team. What was it, 3-4 weeks ago?
Yep.
So yeah, the Jaguars are a good team. I believe in the Jaguars.
I think Trevor Lawrence had what should have been the most fuckable throw of the week if it wasn't for Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
That one where he did the reverse pivot, the spin move, drifted back, threw across his body to his left. That might have been the number 2 fuckable throw in the season. It just ran up against a juggernaut.
Sometimes that happens. Sorry, I yawned just a little bit. By the way, we should have said we are taping this on Wednesday night because PFT's got Pup Punk.
Pup Punk.
Go out to Pup Punk.
I'm excited about it. Excited about special guests.
The Jaguars are good. The Broncos are good. Maybe AFC Championship rematch or preview.
That'd be something.
That would be something. Just think about it for a second.
It's going to be a great game.
It's going to be a great game. I'm happy we have an afternoon game that I'm very excited about. We actually have 2 because we have the Steelers at the Lions. Steelers +7. Over-under is 51.5. I mean, it's put up or shut up for the Lions.
Yeah.
They got it. They have to win out.
It's a big game, very big game for them. After a loss, the Lions are 14-1 against the spread in their last 15. That's a pretty sizable body of work.
No, they're really good. Dan Campbell rallies the troops.
He will bounce back. Aaron Rodgers obviously loves beating the Lions. That was the site of the Hail Mary. He's 18-8 against the Detroit Lions. I'm curious to see what happens with Boogergate. Have you been following this?
No.
So some of the Lions receivers, instead of doing the nose wipe first down celebration, they started doing a fake pick and then the fake flick.
Oh, I like that.
Like flicking the burger or the booger. Roger Goodell has said you can't do the booger flicking anymore. He won't. It's no fun league, and apparently they banned the nose wipe one because they said it was a gang sign.
Right.
I don't think the booger pick is a gang sign. I think that's just pretending to pick a booger and flick it on your opponent. I think that should be fun.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. What did Amon-Ra St. Brown say about it?
What did he say? By the way, we have an update. The bang was me throwing my soup in the garbage. That was from Shane.
Okay.
He just chucked his soup in the garbage. What did Amon-Ra say?
NFL, why can't I dig in my nose and flick it? What is bad about that when referring to the booger?
It's gross.
But he's not actually. There's no actual booger.
But you don't
he's
know
simulating.
that.
It's a simulated booger.
It could be gross.
I think this should be fine. You tell me, is this disgusting or not? Jameson Williams.
Ew. Yeah, dude. Oh, that's actually cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I didn't realize how far they flicked
It's the no Flonase league. This is disgusting. Let the boys pick.
This one was also through the shiesty,
Yeah.
so it's impossible to get any booger.
J-Mo's got the shiesty high.
Yeah, if you have a shiesty, you should be allowed to do it so there's no mistaking that you actually did pick your nose.
It's like wearing a COVID mask.
Also, if you stick your hand up there, that's like putting stickum on your gloves, probably foreign substance, probably banned.
Yeah, since the Lions started, so after week 5 for the Lions this year, actually after week 4, they started the season 3-1, and they have gone win-loss, back and forth, switching back and forth every single week.
Yep.
So this would be a win.
This would be...
Oh, shit. I just realized that would make the week 18 a win. Shit.
This would be
a win and then a loss and then a win. Fuck.
This would be a perfect time for Mike Tomlin to lose a game.
Yeah.
This would be the perfect time.
Things have gotten too nice.
They're so good.
People are talking too nicely about the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. They have to lose this game.
I'm feeling good about the prediction of them winning a playoff game right now. I'm riding high. Jersey Jerry's walking around talking about Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. They might be blown out.
Mike Tomlin loves to lose these games.
Yeah, absolutely. Gonna get fucking smoked in this game.
But if they win, Steelers are for real.
Yeah, because this is as back to the wall as you can get if you're the Lions.
Yeah.
You have to win this game.
Yeah. You got to kill Dan Campbell. You probably physically have to kill him to win this game.
Yeah, the Lions, I mean, their defense has just been... Have you seen some of, like... The Lions' offensive numbers, they've just been lights out still. Mm-hmm. It's just their defense.
Yeah, the over is hit in 6 of 7
I love
for
the
Detroit.
Over in this game, yeah. I think Raji's got it back. He's feeling it a little bit. He's just feeling like he's good again. Mm-hmm. The only thing that would make me a little bit nervous is that Mike Tomlin, while this is a game he could lose, he is very good against the spread as an underdog. So that makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
Okay. A relevant game, Falcons at Cardinals. Cardinals are 2.5-point underdogs. I don't care about this game. Do you guys care about this game? Over-under is 47.5. It feels like it's the Kirk Cousins trying to get one more contract game.
That's what I'm rooting for. Yeah, well, I'm rooting for Kirk Cousins, and I think I'm rooting for Kyle Pitts to come back down to earth this week.
Okay.
To drive the price down a little bit.
Okay.
I'd like, not because I'm rooting against Kyle Pitts. I'm buying long-term stock, but I also want to damage the stock in the short term, buy the dip, and then root for him in the long term.
Okay. Yeah. By the way, the Cardinals, there were some weird Cardinals stats going around that Carson Palmer and Drew Stanton are the only Cardinals quarterbacks in their history to be above 500. I saw that minimum 10 starts. And then someone posted something that, like, this is, and I'm not trying to be mean to Cardinals fans. It's more like I actually think that we need to shine a light on it because your organization and your owner are such a joke that, like, I think if you go to a Super Bowl and you play in an exciting Super Bowl, people will in their head be like, oh, they've done some things.
Yeah.
The Arizona Cardinals could win out this season, then go 17-0 for the next 13 seasons in a row, and they'd still be 3 games under 500 all time.
That makes it impossible to be a fan.
Yeah.
When you hear stats like that,
It's not fair.
You're like, why are we even trying? Max, there was another open letter this week addressed to Philadelphia Eagles fans from a Cardinals superfan, Joanna Cards fan, at Cards fan Joanna. She said, "Dear Philadelphia Eagles fans, you were right about Jonathan Gannon. You tried to warn us. We didn't believe you.
Oh.
We believe you now. Our sincerest and humblest apologies, Arizona Cardinals fans." Do you accept their apologies? And also, did the Eagles try to warn the Cardinals?
Yeah, did you
I thought that you guys liked him.
He wasn't bad, but I don't think he was. We like Vic Fangio more. That's for sure.
Well, everyone likes Vic Fangio more. Vic Fangio is awesome.
But
Vic Fangio is great.
Did you try to warn the Cardinals, or did you try to alert the NFL to the fact that the Cardinals were potentially interviewing your coach during Super Bowl week?
Oh.
Well, that happened. So Eagles fans weren't happy about.
It's
My
fruit from
take
the-
on this is that
fruit
I
from the
think
poisonous tree.
Eagles fans were mad about Jonathan Gannon probably not caring about the Super Bowl and then giving up a fuck ton of points to the Chiefs in that Super Bowl. and
Which
then
was actually the
leaving.
sod father's fault.
Correct. But what if I had to guess, I would say that woman saw a lot of Eagles fans saying, fuck this guy. He just gave up all these points to the Chiefs. He fucking sucks anyway.
Yeah.
He didn't care about this game. Go at him, Cardinals. You have a shitty fucking kind of like Liam Cohn situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Liam Cohn's actually a good coach.
Right.
Yeah, got it.
So
you
and
didn't-
Eagles fans are fucking smart as hell.
You didn't try to warn him. You were just like, fuck this guy because we hate him now.
And he gave up a bunch of points in the Super Bowl.
Right.
So like
Right.
we are
Yeah.
pretty reactionary to things that just happened.
I guess that is in your way trying to warn him.
Big time.
Like possible snake move.
Yeah.
Snake.
Was doing interviews instead of worrying about Patrick Mahomes.
Zach, what are your thoughts on Liam Cohn?
I mean, some guys move one way, other guys move different ways. He chose to move away. That'll stay with him for the rest of his life.
See?
I thought you were going
That's
to be
what
like
happens.
very down the middle, and you just put that on him. For the rest of his life, he's going to have to deal with what he did, the way he moved.
He was a guest of this show one time.
Great guest.
Great guest.
We'll probably see him at the combine.
I enjoyed
You'll probably have to
spending
say
time
this to his face.
What's up, Liam?
Well,
No,
not right now.
you're,
He's-
no, you're gonna, not right now. But like when we see him, you're gonna have to say exactly what you just said to his face.
Oh, that's completely. I think he knows what he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you will say that to him like that?
Like in a very respectful way. Like, yeah, you know that wasn't cool, dude. And he'd be like, yeah, that was kind of messed up.
No, you have to say you move. Some guys move this way, some guys move that way.
We
You're
did
gonna
this
have to live
exact
with
conversation
with Stephen Shea.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
can
was
go
like
one
a
for one.
puddle.
That'll be fine.
Okay.
I mean, it is going to stick with him for the rest of his life. He got paid a lot of money.
That's
So
true.
that's going to last. All right, yeah, this game sucks.
Okay. Another game that, I mean, it sucks because the Raiders are involved. The Texans are very good. Texans minus 14.5 over 37.5. Texans are going to beat them. The just question is like, will the Raiders get over under 7.5 first downs?
Oh, I was over or under to the 17-yard line.
Okay, yeah, that too.
Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be bad. It's going to be ugly. I don't know if it's Geno Smith, if it's Kenny Pickett. I don't think it really matters.
Or other.
Where's
Aiden O'Connell?
Is he still
I don't
around
know.
AOC?
I don't think so.
Pete Carroll said, by the way, on the possibility of overseeing a rebuild, he says, looking like that's what's necessary. I came in here thinking we were going to turn it right away. I really did. That's not what's taking place, unfortunately.
Oh, AOC's still there.
Yeah, he is.
All right.
Look at I know my third strings.
That's a man that would like to be fired.
Yeah. Yeah, and Geno Smith is given. Geno Smith, congrats to you, man. You made a lot of money.
You
It's
know what?
over.
I'll make an offer to Pete Carroll on behalf of this podcast and sports media at large. If Pete Carroll agrees to retire at the end of this season, I agree to never bring up his time coaching the Raiders
Oh, I love that.
ever again. I don't want, and it's not because I don't like Pete Carroll. I don't want to see him go through what's about to happen to the Raiders, and next year it's like the same thing.
Well, and here's the thing. You know, Pete Carroll, if you're listening to this right now or someone close to you and want to extend this offer, you know we're being honest because if you get out right now, we will genuinely forget that you coached the Raiders.
Yes.
That's the part of this. It's not like we're going to consciously say, hey, don't mention Pete Carroll with the Raiders.
Yeah.
You give us, if you get out right now and the Raiders go and hire someone else, I'm going to say by about this time next year, I will not be able to answer who coached the Las Vegas Raiders in the 2025 season.
I'm going to have no idea. I'm going to file that in the Pat Shurmur coach the Giants category.
Yep. It's going to be completely blank for my brain. You got this.
I think this is a hell of a deal.
But you got to do it right now because if you stay for another year and we see you in a draft and then we see another next year in training camp and all that shit, it's going to be imprinted in our brains. But right this second, we will forget you so fast.
There's going to be, like, if you stick around next year, it could be a midseason firing thing that happens. We'll remember that. We'll be forced to.
You know what? I'm gonna extend this offer to Geno Smith as well.
Yes.
Geno, get out.
Yep.
And I'll pretend you never played for the Raiders.
And I'll throw in the Jets for free.
Yep.
Seahawks only.
Seahawks only.
Seahawks
Geno
only.
Smith,
Geno
Seahawks.
Smith. This is a great package
This
deal.
is an incredible
But you have
package.
to act now.
Have to. You got to take the deal. If you don't take the deal, we will take it off the table. You have 24 hours to respond.
And if they both come back next year, I might have to get a Pete Carroll and Geno Smith tattoo on my body, so I'm forced to remember it for the rest of my life and always talk about it and spread the news to other people who may have forgotten that you were both on the Raiders.
Can I throw something out there?
Yes.
Maybe let's not do tattoos.
I said
how
may.
about we
I
get
said may.
how about we get stickers on our computers?
Yeah.
So it's just there.
Yeah.
Geno Smith and Pete Carroll.
Balls in your court.
Do it.
Now.
24 hours from the minute that you hear this. Resign. Both of you. It's a great deal.
I'll take it if it's at the end of the season, too.
It's an incredible deal.
Yep.
Yes, that is true as well. You can resign or get fired.
Yep.
The choice is yours. Except you can't choose to get fired, but you should get fired.
I do think that in the back of my mind, Tom Brady's just fucking with Pete Carroll.
Yeah. Do you think Pete Carroll's? Do you think it's his age or his status in terms of won a Super Bowl, won at USC that will allow him to not get technically fired?
I think it's probably the tenure in the NFL.
So you think it's tenure more than age? Because age, you got to kind of like.
And I think he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to let him kind of skate by a little bit. He seems to losing the fun guy image that he's always had. Like Pete Carroll's always been the guy. Yes, he's the oldest coach in the NFL, but he's also like the youngest guy at heart.
Yeah, I don't know if
he's not
true
anymore.
yet.
He's not, and it's sad what's happening.
Like I feel
if you fire him, he immediately becomes 10 years younger.
I feel like when his tenure at the Raiders ends, I think we could definitely be on the table of like The Athletic writing a whole article being like Pete Carroll fell asleep in like multiple quarterback meetings.
That would break my heart.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll got lost in the hallway. Mm-hmm. And then he coached the team.
They took his
car
car
away.
away.
75 total yards.
They took his car away.
Yeah, I told you. I was on this for a while. Like he's having a 24-year-old third place Miss Maine girlfriend away from being in the same spot as Bill Belichick.
That would rock. He should do that though.
Our queen, Jordan. Okay, last game. We're Texans, by the way. The reason why we're going to talk about you is because you're going to win this game by a lot. If you don't, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You're a really good team. Patriots, Ravens, Hank.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
I think you guys are going to win this game.
I mean, it's a great test. We just had a bad loss, as bad a loss you can have this late in the season. You got to bounce right back, prime time. Mm-hmm. Great team, former MVP. It's a good test.
Two-time
MVP. Super Bowl winning coach. Great test. I think the boys are going to bounce back in a big way.
Mm-hmm. Back-to-back games against MVP.
1 seed have Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's true. There's going to be
multiple.
They'll probably bring up a graphic.
No, one seed.
Yeah, they'll probably show a graphic on the broadcast.
Derrick Henry's only been on the Ravens for 2 years.
2 years ago,
were they the 1 seed?
3 years ago, they were the 1 seed. Last year, they were not. Right? He's been on the Ravens. This is his second year on the Ravens. This is his third year.
Third year.
Oh yeah, you're right. Wow.
Yeah, so
hey,
2 times.
good call.
I think most people remember Derrick Henry from the 1 seed on the 2021 Titans.
That would be.
There's probably going to be a graphic on
true.
the screen.
What?
This is his second year on the Ravens.
That's what I thought.
100%.
There you go.
I'm not saying 100%. I'm saying
Well,
in
no,
my
you
head
can't
it's 100%.
say 100%.
Yeah, you can't say 100%.
You can't say 100%
in your head.
If I'm right, I'm allowed to say 100%.
Yeah, it's his second year. Yeah, all right. So
because
we were
him
right.
and Saquon were in the same class. That's how I.
Yes. All right. So Max and I were right. So he's a one-time number 1 seed haver.
And they'll probably show a picture of that team where it's Vrabel and Henry. That's all. It's going to be the talk of the town in this game. I do like the Patriots. I feel like it's kind of a coin flip game, but I like Vrabel after a loss. I think that he'll have them dialed in.
Do you have anything for us this week, PFT?
No, what do you mean have?
Like, do you have anything for Hank?
No, I'm on the Patriots this week. I think that it could be the week.
The week for what?
well, you don't care about that anymore.
No, I mean if the Broncos lose and the Patriots win, then we're looking at possibly that 1 seed coming up.
Yeah, we gotta take care of business.
I don't know what's going on with John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson.
Something weird.
Lamar Jackson's sick again.
He said it was a flu type deal. A flu type deal, which does sound like a very Harbaugh saying. I have no choice but to suspect that it's his butt again.
Or mind games.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't think the Ravens would mess around with the injury report, Hank. The Patriots definitely wouldn't.
No.
Are you thinking to yourself that you might not get 100% Lamar?
No, I'm expecting 100% Lamar. I'm expecting the Ravens to, they're fighting for the playoffs. They need every win they can get. They're going to be, guns blazing.
This is the Ravens do still control their own destiny. I think this might be the last week it happens. If they win out,
yeah, I mean
in the playoffs.
The big one would be against the Steelers.
Yes,
but yeah, I feel like this is it's a good time to bet back on the Patriots. I got nothing for you, Hank. I have no hate in my heart for the Patriots. I only have hate for you. And this week, it's business above that.
Transitive property, though, that would mean you have hate in your heart for the Patriots now.
Not necessarily.
What did you say?
Well, I mean, we already talked about this on Wednesday. I don't hate the Patriots.
He hates you.
I just don't want Hank to have any more success because he's had so much of it.
He hates you.
And he needs to spread it around a little bit. Let other people enjoy things.
So by rooting against me, you're rooting against the Patriots.
I'm rooting against paying you $50,000. Whatever means it takes for me to get to that spot.
The means it would take to get to that spot is the Patriots losing, which means you are financially rooting for the Patriots to lose.
In this case, I'm rooting
and
against my own.
Who's to say?
PFT just said.
I mean, the best possible scenario, I think, would be if the Patriots lost in the AFC Championship game, where you got close.
That's your best case scenario?
No,
That's not the best. The best case scenario would be like a flop, like absolute disaster, end of the season, lose first round. That would be best case scenario.
No, I'm just saying
for you because that would be best for chances of you to not give that money.
I got turned around in my head for a second, and that would be the best to watch Hank suffer. But again, I'm not.
I also don't think that's true.
For Hank to suffer.
Shout out, by the way.
What do you mean you're not reminding me? You just said you were.
I know
This is
that's. I got
reminding
turned
me-
around in my head. I couldn't keep my story straight. I want all the bad things to happen.
Yes. Thank you.
Because he's a privileged little boy that's gotten to see all his teams win every game and win all these fucking rings, and nobody else gets any rings. And then they're right when everything looks like it's dark. Park. They get a guy, and then they're like, "Oh, we're back," and you're not allowed to be back yet. You had enough.
He was rebuilding.
But you're betting the Patriots.
I am. Gonna bet,
that makes no sense.
I'm going to bet the Patriots, and I'm going to bet Drake May to go off.
Did you guys see there was an AWL maybe like 2 or 3 days ago who fucked around in the playoff simulator enough that the Eagles, Patriots, Bears, and Bucs all didn't make the playoffs. I don't know how it was possible, but it was crazy. I saw it. It was crazy.
That'd be a real shame.
I mean, none of them have clinched.
Yeah.
So it's possible. None of them have clinched into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Are you what are you still thinking about?
No, you're right.
But you're still thinking hard.
I'm not. I'm just looking like I'm thinking hard. I'm not thinking at all.
Okay. TD parlay. Let's do one. DraftKings. Go right now to DraftKings. We're getting down the stretch. Football season just got even better. Barstool's bringing you the game of the week every single week through the end of the regular season. Here's the deal. Every Friday, we'll announce a game of the week from the Sunday slate of games. When the game of the week drops, all you have to do is share a bet slip on that game with the hashtag BarstoolGOTW through X or email, and you'll be entered for a shot to win one of 5 $1,000 bonus bets. That's right, 5 lucky winners every single week of the season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE to get in on the action today. Don't miss the Barstool Game of the Week and your shot at a $1,000 bonus bet. Share your bet slip and enter today in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. TD Parlay, what are we thinking, boys? Hank, you want to handle the Sunday Night Football?
Yep, Diggs.
Okay, Diggs is in. I'm going to take Trey McBride.
Okay, I like that a lot. I'm going to take Jameson Williams.
Okay. What does that pay? That's going to be a juicy one. That's going to be a nice and juicy one. 13-1.
Okay.
Almost 14-1.
That's good. I like that a lot.
This is also Wednesday night that we're putting this together, so could be very different.
Best bets? You ready? Who's up?
Jags up.
I'm up first. I would like to take the Eagles -6.5 against the Commanders.
Okay. You can take that.
Taking it.
I will take the Lions, the Steelers, over 51.5.
Ah, you jerk. Mm-hmm. I wanted that so bad. Oh,
it's mine.
I wanted it so bad. Oh, I'll take the Bucs -3. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that I just said that.
I will take the Vikings Giants over 43.5.
Okay.
I'm going to take the 49ers -6.
I will take Chargers Cowboys over 49.5.
Okay.
And I'm taking the Shuckster.
You taking the Shuckster?
I'm taking the Shuckster -4.5.
You got to take the Shuckster. Okay.
I also wanted the Steelers over.
Oh, we all did. Game of the week.
I would have liked this if Tua was playing, but we'll see with Quinn. Over 47.5. Bengals, Dolphins.
I will take the 49ers -6.
Against Phil?
Yeah, fuck Phil.
I took the 49ers.
He already took the 49ers.
What's up with that, Hank?
He already took the 49ers.
All right, then give me the shit. Fuck it. Patriots +3.
Okay. Jags, Broncos over. Does anyone take it? No. Over 46.5. PFT?
Mm-hmm. As of right now, the Bears are 1.5 point favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 102. Mm-hmm. But that's the line that's in front of me. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears.
-1.5?
-1.5.
I think you should get it pick 'em. Because it's plus 102.
Yeah.
Just take a pick 'em.
Okay. Chicago Bears, straight up.
That seems like a pick 'em.
To win the game.
Yeah, because it's minus, let's see.
Well, if they win by 1. PFT would lose.
No, yeah, their money line right now is minus 110.
Yeah.
Both money lines are minus
okay,
110.
yeah. Yep,
So that's
perfect.
totally fair. So a tie would be a tie.
Tie's a tie.
Tie's a tie. Okay, Zach.
I would like to take the over in the Bengals-Dolphins game at 47.5.
Great pick.
Wait, say that again?
Memes took that.
Memes took that. That's
Sorry,
why
Memes.
I loved it so much.
Then I would
That's
like
my
to
boy.
pivot to I'll pivot to the over in the Raiders Texans game.
Whoa. 37 and a half?
37.5, yeah.
Oh, Raiders over.
Okay.
I like it. I didn't know you like to get freaky with
That
it.
is
Wild
a freaky
boy.
one.
That's a free. You
that's
just
a
got freaky
freaky
on our
one.
ass.
That's a wild boy. You might get 2 pick sixes maybe in there.
We had to call an audible.
Yeah, you got freak. I mean, the Texans should score. You need I was gonna say 34-3, but that won't do it. 35-3.
34-7.
34-7.
It's possible.
Raiders
Yeah.
scoring a touchdown?
The Raiders scored 75 total yards, or had 75
know.
total yards.
Maybe
I
a
know.
maybe a muff punt. Maybe a muff punt from the Texans.
And the Texans' defense is so good.
And they get the ball at like the 1.
But
and
they
then-
get 7 points. They get 7 points.
Yeah. Memes.
Yeah.
We didn't bring up one stat. There's one of the most unbelievable insult stats in the NFL right now. It's about the Jets. How is this possible, Memes? The Jets have not had an interception all season.
They suck.
That seems impossible to do, though.
I hate that you're saying that before the Shuckster plays them.
Yeah.
I feel like you're trying to
You
imply
got to chill out
that
with
the
it.
Shuckster.
It's a little
his
weird.
future, bro.
It's a little weird with
That's
you and the
his
Shuckster now.
future.
It's also his name is awesome. His
Yeah.
name is so fun.
But what's up with that, Memes? Have you guys gotten close?
Oh, we've gotten close a million times. There's been balls thrown to them. They can't catch it. I think they're 1 game away from breaking the all-time record for most consecutive. It's currently held by the 49ers.
Okay, so who do you play next week?
The Patriots.
That would be a real shame if that's where you got yours. I don't want the Shuck to throw one, but then Drake May is not going to throw an interception to you guys.
No.
No.
Also, you talk about Joe Milton all the time.
So you're saying that it could be so next week they play the Patriots, so you're saying are you rooting for Tyler Shuck to throw no interceptions and then the Jets to
Yeah, I like Tyler Shuck. Yeah, I like Tyler Shuck.
to get their first
Well,
interception?
because I can't do that to my guy Tyler Shuck.
Yeah, right. That's fair. That's
I do
fair.
talk about Joe Milton all the time, too. But so do you.
I know. I like Joe Milton too.
Yeah. It is fun to adopt quarterbacks of teams and that you really don't have a stake in.
I know. That's kind of why I've gone away from Joe Milton is because he's on the Cowboys, and it's like
We haven't seen him. Yeah.
and I don't want him to succeed at all.
Yeah.
Unless he goes somewhere else, then I would really like him to succeed.
Okay. Do we have Jerry? Oh, Hank.
Three wood off the grass, whatever start the music means. I got a minute. We're gonna start Netflix. Congrats, boys. Does that mean we have to sit through those Devil's Reserve commercials? What are you doing with him, Hannah? He's bad news. He's sweet and he's sour. Cheers to that. We're gonna sit the Pats in the second half. They cannot close out games. They just collapse. We're gonna sit the Pats run defense. Cook had 107 yards. We're gonna sit those DPIs at the end of the game, man. They're gonna get you. And Ramondre for that unnecessary roughness costing the game. Watch this.
Cheer.
Three wood off the grass. Get outside, Hanky. None of that simulator. Tiffany Gomez simulator. You blew it.
You mailed that one in.
No, the Devil's Reserve Netflix part was very funny.
No, he just didn't. It was Patriots. It was Patriots forward.
Yeah.
Last week it was Eagles forward.
Yeah, I know, but
I know that's what Hank is. That's
that's why
saying
he's
is-
saying he mailed it in. Got it.
I thought it was great as always,
I thought it
Jerry.
was very funny. You're just jealous that he was golfing.
Those were pure, by
They
the way.
were, yeah, they were.
He's got a beautiful swing.
I love how
does.
when he golfs, he just steps up to the ball and immediately hits it.
I've never seen a lesbian hit a ball like that.
Very impressive that he got that last one under the 1 minute too.
Yeah.
He got up. He knew he had a shot clock going because it was getting cut off if it was over a minute.
Yep.
He's good. The guy's good. Okay. Let's get to our interviews. We got Mike Florio, and then we have Joey Harrington, and then we'll finish off with Fyre Fest of the week.
Before we get to Florio, he's brought to you by the Farmer's Dog. You know what time it is. It's time for a fresh approach to dog food. That's where the Farmer's Dog comes in. Developed by board-certified nutritionists, the Farmer's Dog is human-grade dog food. It's made with real meat, real veggies, gently cooked to preserve nutrients. Traditional pet food is highly processed. It's difficult to portion correctly, but the Farmer's Dog has changed all that. They've got freshly made food. They take the guesswork out of serving sizes by precisely portioning your dog's food based on their unique nutritional needs. The pre-portioned packs are simple to serve. They ensure that your dog is eating the right amount to keep them healthy, keep them thriving. Plus, the Farmer's Dog delivers right to your door, automatically sending you new food as soon as you're running low. And they have 24/7 customer support with real people, because sometimes you have a burning question about your dog's food at 2 a.m. Blake is a Farmer's dog. He loves his Farmer's Dog food. He beats me downstairs in the morning, sits next to his dish, watches me open up the packet, which, by the way, they send you brand new boxes right when you're about to run out, so you never have to worry about going to the store and buying more. You can get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/bigcat. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/bigcat. 50% off thefarmersdog.com/bigcat. Florio is also brought to you by Twisted Tea. Are we going to get a Christmas twee?
Yes.
We got to get a Christmas twee.
Yes, it's on the way.
Zach is making motions, but he's not saying anything.
Definitely.
You got to get it. We got to get it.
Christmas tea would be great.
It's that time of the season. It's Twisted Tea time. You're going to holiday parties. You're going to need something to drink. You're going to the hometown dive bars. You don't know what to order. You want to stay warm. Grab a Twisted Tea. Twisted Tea is there to turn your holiday season up a notch and make a good time a great time. I love Twisted Tea. I've been buying Twisted Teas at Finnegan's Cove in Harrisonburg, Virginia after wins. If we beat Oregon, I think you're just drinking for me. For me, I think we're doing a multiple full rounds of Twisted Tea in Harrisonburg if that happens. It's on. I love Twisted Tea. It's delicious. Doesn't fill you up. You can have several of them and feel great. So make sure to look for those yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Give yourself the gift of Twisted Tea this season. And now, here's our good dear friend and attorney, Mike Florio.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, 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 very special guest. It's been way too long. He's one of our favorites in the whole world. It is Mike Florio. It's Christmas time. It's holiday spirit. We got to have you on. Talk some ball. You also have your book is free on Monday on Amazon Prime. Free book. Go get it. So just go get it. Go get it and read Mike Florio's book. Show up for him, AWLs. Mike, we had you on because we have probably the most important thing we have to talk about in the NFL. And I think you know what I'm going to bring up. Actually, you know what? Let me guess. You guess. You guess what I'm going to bring up.
Officiating?
No. It's the fact that the Cincinnati Bengals did not clear the snow off the seats before the game on Sunday. What's the latest, and what are we going to do about this?
Well, there haven't been any developments over the past few days, but I'll tell you something. Every once in a while, one of these crazy fucking stories, it's like the planets lining up once every 135 years. It's the combination of something that is just unusual. And if you would have been asked to guess which of the 32 teams would have been too cheap to pay for somebody to come remove the snow from the seats, anyone would have guessed the Cincinnati Bengals. And once we caught wind of that on Sunday, it really did explode. It was like our biggest story of the day by far on Sunday and into Monday. People just love that story because it's the example of ultimate cheapness, and the Bengals are the cheapest team. That's their reputation, and it's well-earned. And it's technically a violation of league policy, but it looks like the league's going to give them a pass. It was free snow day.
It was free snow day
at Paycor Stadium.
I just loved it because it just shows that you still got your fastball, because I don't know anyone else who would recover that story, but you were on top of it, right? Like, bang.
Yeah.
Snow on the fucking seats. Let's figure this out.
I was looking for updates on Monday. I was like, what's the fallout from this?
Did the snow melt?
And you're saying that there's been no fallout, that the league is just going to say, okay, all right, Bengals, you're free to not clear the snow off the seats despite the fact that it's against the bylaws?
Well, you know, what happened was the Ravens were playing the Bengals there that day, and somebody from the Ravens noticed that the snow was on the seats. And this person sent me photographs and the language from the league rules. Because basically, for all the teams that spend the money to remove the snow from their stadiums, they see this and they say, this is bullshit. We all do it. Why do the Bengals not have to do it? And the league kind of gave them a pass. The Hamilton County Commission didn't seem to be too happy about it. They own the stadium. The Bengals lease the stadium, but the Bengals are required to remove the snow. I mean, and let's be realistic about it. It's kind of a funny story. And I'm telling you, the traffic was off the charts. I can track my traffic in real time. It was off the charts for this fucking thing. But if you go to a game and you've paid all that money and you've bundled up and you're braving the elements, the last thing you want to do is have 3 inches of snow where you're going to be putting your ass down. You got to worry about scraping it off. And some people said it was ice and snow. You shouldn't have to deal with that.
Ice?
You shouldn't have to deal with that when you go.
A mix. It was a mix of ice and snow. But it does change the story a little bit, the fact that it was a visiting fan, like a snitch, a narc. Somebody, it sounds like they had an angle behind it. Did you consider that the source you were hearing from might have been biased against the Bengals?
It wasn't just a visiting fan. It was a member of the Ravens organization.
Oh.
That was the point. This is bullshit that these teams aren't doing what they are supposed to do when everyone else does what they're supposed to do. At least the people who have open air stadiums that can get snow this time of year. We do it. Why are they getting a pass? Why are they not required to do it? And it just speaks to the inherent cheapness, that reputation that, again, is well earned for the Bengals to be extremely cheap. And if they don't get punished by the league, look, it's all found money. They didn't spend a penny to bring in people to clean up the snow. We see that every year. There's always 1 or 2 games in Buffalo where they offer like $20 an hour plus a free hot dog and a hot chocolate to show up and shovel snow.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, you don't have to spend the $20 an hour and you can keep all your hot dogs and free chocolate.
Yeah, the Bills Mafia always do show up. So do you think that plays into any of the recent comments that Joe Burrow has made around the future of the franchise? His happiness. Is he upset about the snow too? Or what have you heard about Joe?
Yeah, he would have been very happy if they just would have cleaned the snow off the seats. His comments from last week were so unlike anything we've ever seen. Quarterbacks, players, they typically aren't as candid as he was. And I don't know if you guys watched it all. He was borderline despondent for the entire press conference that happened on his birthday. And after the questions kind of petered out early on, he got up and left. Like, thanks, guys. And he's gone. Then he came back. And he was still down. And they asked him, is something wrong? Something seems wrong. And he was very candid. He's not having fun playing football. He wants to have fun again. And then somebody asked him about his birthday presents. And he got onto this Pokemon rabbit hole. And that was the only time he perked up. Like, he was perfectly happy once they started talking about Pokemon. So he's capable of being happy. He's just not happy with football right now. And my working theory, maybe it's a hypothesis.
Let's go.
I haven't
This is about to be the good stuff. When Mike Florio says my working theory, you need to listen.
I think what he's trying to do is make the Bengals decide to trade him so that he doesn't have to say, I want to be traded, and get them to recognize he's not happy. He's not performing at the level that they want. And we can sell high. We can trade him now. And then he gets what he wants without having to ask for it. So I think he's trying to do the Jedi mind trick to get them to trade him without him having to ask to be traded.
He could just get fat like James Harden. That works in the NBA.
Yeah.
You could try pulling, just eat a lot of food, Joe. Well, there was a sequel to the press conference that came out today. I don't know if you had a chance to see what his comments were today, but when I was watching, I actually thought about you when I saw this because he seems like a man who is being deposed. It looks like one of those depositions where you're at the end of the table, they got the shitty camcorder set up, and he's thinking very carefully about how to answer each question. Like they said, do you think that you will be the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals next year? And the way that he answered it seemed like he wanted to say, I'm not sure, but he didn't want to say I'm not sure. He was being very cagey with how he answered everything. I don't know if cagey is the right word, but like intentionally careful about. It's almost like he doesn't want to lie, but he also doesn't want to come out and tell the full truth.
Well, and that fits in with the theory. He doesn't want to say, I want out. And the better scenario for him is for the Bengals to decide on their own that they want to move him. Look, this all goes back to when he was in the draft. From my book Playmakers, that was a look at the past 20 years at the NFL, one of the things we looked into is the fact that players coming into the draft don't often enough make a power play. We saw it with Eli Manning. We saw it with John Elway. We kind of saw it with Bo Jackson, although he was serious with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 1986. I'm just going to play baseball. Don't waste your draft pick on me. And they did anyway. But we don't see guys do that now. And Burrow in 2020, and this drives Bengals fans crazy, but it's 100% true. if he had been from Athens, Georgia, and not from Athens, Ohio, he would have refused to play for the Bengals. So that's always kind of been there. And they've taken care of him financially. But beyond that, what are they really doing to make the team better? What are they really doing to contend year in and year out? What are they doing to remove the snow from the stadium seats? It's all part of this same idea that they don't want to spend money. They don't want to do anything above and beyond how they ordinarily do business. And I can't help but think at some level, and I saw what he said today. I can't help but think he's at least wondering, how would my life be if I played for a team that had the money, was willing to spend it, was going to put all the right players around me, and let's go pursue a championship.
I can confirm your reporting, by the way, about Joe going into the draft, because I had direct negotiations with Joe Burrow regarding Joe going to the XFL for a year. And I think the number he threw out was $50 million guaranteed for 1 year, and I will play for the DC Defenders. I was working behind the scenes trying to make that happen. We didn't get 1% of the way there, but the notion that he was open to other concepts is accurate.
Well, all bullshit aside, he really would have not played for the Bengals if he wasn't an Ohio kid. But I think he felt responsible to come back to Ohio.
Yeah.
It all made sense. He gave them a chance. But here we are, 6 years in. Carson Palmer was there 8 years before he decided, I got to get out of here. We're getting closer and closer to Carson Palmer time for Joe Burrow.
Before we talk some football for this weekend and playoffs and who you trust, Kevin Warren released another open letter about the Bears potentially expanding their search to Northwest Indiana for their new stadium. I assume this is leverage, but it is the dumbest continuing saga that's going on, because Kevin Warren released a letter right before Monday Night Football, Week 1, saying, "Hey, we're gonna be shovels in the ground. We're gonna be going in Arlington Heights. We want to host the Super Bowl 2031. We're at the end of 2025, and we have another open letter. All we have is open letters. There have been no shovels in the ground. What the hell is going to happen?" And I know you want to do it somewhere in Indiana. You were the first one to say we should split it with the Bengals, right?
Well, I didn't say that it should be in Indiana. What I said is they could. Now, the Bengals have since worked out their stadium issue.
I said no, they haven't. There's still ice.
I thought they worked it out. But
Okay.
My point is Chicago could manage two teams. I think the market's big enough. So if you're looking to defray the cost of a new stadium, look at what the Rams did. They bring in the Chargers. You have two teams. You got 20 games a year instead of 10. But this is what happens when you don't have any real alternative to staying in Chicago. They're not going to move.
Right.
So they got to keep looking around for the different opportunities in Chicago that will give them what they're looking for. Every team that's trying to build a stadium is looking for free money. And the Chiefs have it perfectly. They got Missouri and Kansas in a tug of war. They just need to sit back and wait and see who gives them the best deal. But Chicago can't find anyone to give them the kind of money that they think they should be entitled to receive by simply saying, we're bringing our team to your town. And it's been going on for years now. And the fact that they're now reopening this idea of looking elsewhere, it tells me they don't like whatever deal they're getting or not getting in Arlington Heights. So now let's put some pressure on Arlington Heights. Let's see if someone else steps up. That's the way it goes. That's stadium financing. It's stadium politics in the NFL. Look back to the Raiders. Mark Davis was stuck in Oakland. Oakland wasn't going to give him a penny for his stadium. All of a sudden, Las Vegas says, we'll give you $750 million. Boom, it's done.
Right.
So not that the Bears have that alternative because they're not going to move out of Chicago. That's the problem. Until you are a serious threat to relocate, no one is going to give you what you're looking for.
Yeah. It's just open letters on open letters on open letters. And this is Kevin Warren's job. This is what he's hired to do. And it's just nothing has changed. And I took the philosophy a while ago of like, until I actually see a shovel in the ground, I'm not going to believe it. So just let me know when that happens.
What's wrong with Soldier Field? I understand all these teams want domes now because they want to have events all year long. We see these great weather games, and I feel bad for the people who have to stand out there and freeze, especially if the snow hasn't been removed from the seats. But they look so good. The Bills-Bengals game looks so good. There have been a couple of Bears games this year where the snow is just kind of wafting. It reminded me of the 85 NFC Championship, Rams, Bears. We're going to lose that. These teams want new stadiums that are domes. The Browns are building a dome. The Bears want a dome. Thank God the Bills decided to stay outdoors, but it's going to come down to the Bills, the Packers, the Steelers, the Eagles, the Giants, unless they build a dome at some point. So there's going to be fewer and fewer of these open air games when we get to December and we can enjoy some snow.
I agree. I mean, the problem with Soldier Field is it's not the nicest stadium. It's the smallest stadium. And I think that's, they see the events that can happen, whether it be concerts, Final Fours, Big Ten championship games, Super Bowls, that's what they're looking at.
And also the game day experience. Getting out of Soldier Field is the worst part of Soldier Field.
It's not great.
It's pretty much, you would hate it if you went there.
Well, but the reality is they're going to move how many miles away, how many minutes away out of downtown Chicago. It just is weird that the Browns are moving out of downtown Cleveland, the Bears out of downtown Chicago. The Steelers, if they would move out of downtown Pittsburgh, that would be so bizarre. I'm so familiar with so many of the suburbs around Pittsburgh. It would be weird to drop a football stadium in one of these towns like Bridgeville or Cannonsburg or something like that. But that's what these teams are looking to do.
They just want land.
It's all about It's all about money. You need the land and you want the money. And you want a municipality that's going to bend over and let you basically get whatever you want. And that's what these teams want to do because they're so accustomed to it. That's the way that the world has gone. Very rarely does someone just say, screw it, I'm going to write the check. Stan Kroenke did for $5 or $6 billion to build SoFi Stadium. But for the most part, the game is we want someone who's going to defray the cost of this stadium and give us a bunch of free money to put our team in this building, in this place, in this town, wherever it may be.
Mike, I'm just noticing that you've got the Ass Man license plate hanging from your Christmas tree,
perfect.
Framing your head nicely during these very serious conversations. It's a beautiful thing. Merry Christmas. I want to talk about do I want to talk about the Cardinals or the Ravens? I want to talk about the Ravens. The Ravens.
You say Cardinals?
The Cardinals or the Ravens? Because I had a question about Kyler.
I kind of want to hear the Cardinals.
I had a question about Kyler, but that can wait.
Okay. He won't be back. He's gone.
Yeah, we can
All right, so there you go.
Let's talk about Lamar. He didn't practice again today. It's like a weekly thing for him. I think Harbaugh said it was a flu-type deal that was going on. Is Lamar Jackson okay? I knew he had the hamstring, but if you look at all the numbers and you watch him play, it seems like something's wrong with Lamar. Have you heard anything?
He came back from the hamstring injury on a Thursday night against the Dolphins. It was after that game against the Bears where they fudged the injury report and they said it was an accident, a misunderstanding, whatever the case may be, but he didn't play against the Bears. He played the following Thursday night against the Dolphins, had 4 touchdown passes. They won 28-6. But in the games after that, and even against the Dolphins, he didn't seem to be his normal self when he tried to run. The burst wasn't there. The speed wasn't there. He finally seemed to have it all the way back against the Bengals. But I think there's a couple of factors. And the first thing to keep in mind is Lamar Jackson is intensely private. He wants no one to know anything about his business. When he did his contract with the Ravens in 2023, he wanted everything to be completely secret. He wanted no one to know how much he was making, and it had to be explained to him, Lamar, these contracts get filed with the league. They get filed with the union. They get posted on public websites. It's impossible to keep this secret, but that's the way he wants to handle his business. And between him wanting another contract, and we've already heard talk about that, and they've gotten nowhere with negotiations in part because he represents himself or his mom represents him or his mom helps him. It's a weird thing because technically you can only deal with people who are licensed by the NFLPA. But between him wanting a new contract and the thing that Pablo Torre and I found this summer, the collusion grievance ruling that everybody hid for 5 months, when that got public, there was some stuff in there that was embarrassing to Lamar about his negotiations with the Ravens. And I think he was upset about that. I just think there's stuff, nothing one big specific thing. There's just kind of background noise and it creates an awkward relationship. And I don't know where it's going to go. He's got 2 more seasons after this one. They won't be able to franchise tag him in 2028 because of his cap number in 27. If he just plays out the next 2 years, he becomes a free and clear free agent. He can go anywhere he wants. And we'll see if it gets to that. We'll see if they trade him before that. We'll see if he wants to be traded. But it got ugly in 23 before he got his contract. And I feel like it's kind of inching back toward that.
Is John Harbaugh on the hot seat? It feels like maybe that's a relationship that isn't doing great.
Well, Harbaugh's only been with the Ravens 1 less year than Mike Tomlin has been with the Steelers. So everything that anyone says about Tomlin and the Steelers, the stuff Ben Roethlisberger said on his podcast, like it gets to a point where it's time for both sides to consider the possibility of moving on. It's good for the team. it's good for the coach. And there have been a couple of times over the past 6-7 years where, and I didn't mean to do that, where there's been like a bubbling up of the possibility that John Harbaugh would move on. There may be some other jobs he had an eye on and it didn't come to fruition. But if they don't make the playoffs, like one of those two teams isn't going to make the playoffs between the Steelers and the Ravens.
Yep.
Whoever doesn't make the playoffs, it's one of those like, let's just see what happens, because in both cities, you can make the argument that 19 years or 18 years, Pittsburgh versus Baltimore, that's enough. And it's time to move on. And I don't know, maybe there's a coach out there that could restart the relationship with Lamar Jackson. Maybe there's another team that John Harbaugh would want to coach for. I think if he would be fired, he'd be available. Where these situations get awkward is if there are other teams that want to hire them and the Ravens or the Steelers want to get compensation, a John Gruden type of a trade. And if the coach says, no, I'm not going with that, what do? Who blinks?
Yeah.
Would the Ravens keep John Harbaugh if they can't trade him under terms that they like? I don't know if that makes sense for anyone, but that's another wrinkle to all of this, the possibility of a trade and whether or not Tomlin or Harbaugh would go along with it, because I think they've been in their two cities long enough where they deserve the ability. If they want to move on, they should move on, and they should be able to go somewhere else without a first-round pick or whatever the package would be as compensation.
What about a coach swap?
For who? Harbaugh for Tom?
Yeah.
That would be something.
That'd be so.
That'd be sick.
Have you thought about that?
That would be it's snow on seats in Cincinnati. That's for damn sure.
That would do numbers on the website, Mike. You want to talk about the Cardinals?
Yeah, I think
a lot of people want to hear about the Cardinals.
Yeah. I think I would like to hear about the
Kyler Murray. He's gone. What do you think the market's going to be for Kyler out there? Do you think he'll be able to find a place as a starter next season?
Well, they're not going to be able to trade him because there's so much money that he's owed next year. They're going to have to pay a lot of it. It's a lot like the Russell Wilson situation. And the reason that he got shut down for the season several weeks ago, they don't want to put him on the field because he's got money that becomes guaranteed early next year. And if he's injured, they can't cut him. And it's complicated, but it's simple. They want to be able to move on from Kyler Murray, and they're going to move on from him. They're probably going to have to release him. And then the question becomes, who wants him? But there's plenty of teams out there. They're going to be looking for veteran quarterbacks. Plenty of teams. You just look at the standings. The Jets are going to be potentially looking for a quarterback. The Browns may be looking for a veteran quarterback. The Raiders are going to be looking for a veteran quarterback. We don't know what the Vikings are going to do with J.J. McCarthy, although it's been encouraging the past couple of weeks. I think they need to have a viable veteran alternative there to compete with him and push him and maybe take the job. You've got obviously the Cardinals won't be in the market for Kyler Murray, but they'll be in the market for a veteran quarterback. So there's going to be a lot of teams that are looking. And the question becomes, where does it all match up? And you're going to have coaches, because of his size, that will just never want Kyler Murray. That's part of the problem that could limit his options. You have to have a coach who is willing to have a shorter quarterback. And if you have that, and if you have a guy that believes he can get the most out of Kyler Murray, he's still got some gas in the tank, and he's still got the potential to be a good quarterback. And look, we've seen plenty of quarterbacks when they get to their second stop in recent years, they end up being a lot better than we ever expected. So maybe Kyler Murray could be the next one. Maybe it's more the Cardinals than it is Kyler Murray that would explain why he hasn't become the guy that maybe we thought he was going to be when he was the first overall pick in 2019.
Yeah. Mike, let's talk a little playoffs. This is actually the first time, I believe, since 2016 that we're this late in the season without anyone clinching the division. It's very fun. It feels like we have everyone kind of set in terms of who's going to be in, outside of who's going to win the NFC South and who's going to win the AFC North. But what teams are you looking at, and when you talk to people, you're like, this team feels like they're better than everyone, maybe AFC and NFC, like that feels like they have a very good window here to win a Super Bowl?
Well, look, in the AFC, recently the Bills have caught fire, and when you've got the best player in football on your team, you've got the potential to shake things up. And for Josh Allen to go into a playoff tournament that won't involve Patrick Mahomes, that won't involve Joe Burrow, that may not involve Lamar Jackson, that's advantage Bills, that's advantage Josh Allen. So they're going to be very dangerous. The Texans are going to be very dangerous because that defense will travel to wherever they have to play. And that defense is the best in the NFL, and the offense is good enough. And look, they've won 6 games in a row. They beat the Bills on a Thursday night along the way. I think those are two teams that need to be taken very seriously in this playoff field. The other teams, Broncos, Patriots, you got younger quarterbacks. You don't know what they're going to do when they get their first opportunity to attempt to win in the postseason. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Obviously, you have coaches with the experience in those kind of games, but the most important players on the field don't. And in the NFC, you've got 6 teams between the Bears, Lions, Packers, and the 49ers, Rams, Seahawks. One of those teams is not getting in.
Mm-hmm.
And the team that doesn't get in could otherwise be good enough to win the whole damn thing. That's how good those 6 teams are. Now, the Lions, 8-6, disappointing. But when it's clicking for them, they're as good as anyone. But one of those teams is going to get shut out. Right now, it is the Lions. It could be the 49ers. It could be any of them. Other than the Rams have already clinched their seat. But the Bears, we saw how they go from 1 to 7 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers are down to 7. It is insane to see how wide open the top of the NFC is. And the other weird part about it, we got 13 teams that are already done.
Yeah.
And there's 2 more that are done soon. So it's wide open among the contenders, but there's this huge gap between the contenders and the teams that are just over. They're just playing out the string at this point.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy when you look at the percentages for every team that's currently in the playoffs right now. If they win this weekend, at minimum, they have a 94% chance to make the playoffs. It's all about what happens this weekend.
Yeah, it's a huge weekend.
Big weekend for all those teams.
Do you think they're ever going to expand it even more?
I think you'd have to expand the league before you could go 16.
Yeah.
Because 16 out of 32 teams, that seems like too much.
It doesn't mean anything.
I don't. Right. I think that once they get to 18 regular season games, we'll start to hear talk about potential expansion. We hear about it from time to time as it relates to Europe. There was a report from, I think, the Wall Street Journal a few weeks ago that the NFL has been monitoring very carefully advances in supersonic travel. They're going to bring back supersonic travel by 28, 29, something like that, because if you reduce significantly the travel time, that is just a factor that you take off the table. There's so many factors, though, that go into putting teams in London. They would put 2 in London. They'd put 2 elsewhere in Europe. You'd have 4 teams over there. Where are those teams going to come from? Are they going to expand? And if you put 4 more teams and create a division in the AFC, what do you do in the NFC? Do you put 4 teams in the Pacific? I think everything's on the table. I think one of these days, and I won't be alive for it, and there's a chance you guys won't be either, 40 teams is where they're going to end up one of these days. Write it down. There will be 40 teams in the NFL. It won't be soon, but I think that's the ultimate maximum. 40 teams and maybe 20 games. I don't know if they'll get to 20 games, but they want more inventory. They want more stuff people can watch. They want more stuff people can bet on, and they're pushing for more and more. And it starts with 18 games, and then I think it's going to go to more teams. And once you get to 40 teams, 16 playoff teams is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Is there any voice in the room at the NFL when they're talking about putting a team in London? Is there anybody, or a Super Bowl in London? Is there a voice in that room being like, hey, this sucks?
Yeah. We'll be in that room if they need us.
Like, this sucks. Please don't do this.
Yeah, I think there are people who don't want to do it. I don't know about the Super Bowl being in London without a team being in London. And, when would the game start? 11:30 at night?
Right.
In London?
We had the time zone conversation.
We've done it.
We get lost.
We get very lost. But our guy Hank is the biggest proponent of a Super Bowl in London.
I know.
Grow the game.
Yeah, but I do think that, look, they've got two NFL-ready stadiums, Tottenham Hotspur and Wembley. They're ready to go. They could take a team anytime they want to do it. And there was a point where when the Jaguars were trying to figure out what they were going to do with their stadium, there was a sentiment that if Shad Khan wanted to move the Jaguars to London, the league would support it. It just think about the issues it creates. You're going to have exchange rates. You're going to have tax issues. You're going to have different governments. And you're going to have guys that just don't want to take their families across the Atlantic Ocean. As it stands now, when you have a road game, you leave Saturday and you come back Sunday night for the most part. Sometimes you leave a little early. Sometimes you're gone for the whole week because you got 2 games back-to-back on the East Coast and you're a West Coast team. But if you're playing for a team in London, you're going to have like a 3-game road trip. Yep. You're going to be gone for 2.5 weeks. So and beyond that, like, there are going to be guys who just don't want to live in London. They don't want to play in London, and that's going to be a factor. And we talked earlier about Joe Burrow saying no to the Bengals, although he didn't do it. I think you'd have plenty of guys who would say no if drafted by a team in London, a team in Germany, a team wherever they're going to drop one in Europe.
We stand with people who don't want to go live in Europe to
I
play
agree.
NFL football.
They have stricter cannabis laws over in England. That could present a problem as well for some players or owners even. New York Giants, who are they going to hire?
Well, they need somebody, and the way that they would privately characterize it is all options on the table. I'm told they will consider the possibility of trying to trade for a current head coach. That's just how expansive this search is. They need somebody with actual NFL head coaching experience. Most of the hires that they've had since Tom Coughlin have been first-time head coaches. The only guy that wasn't was Pat Shurmur, and he had like 2 years with the Cleveland Browns. So does that even really count? His NFL experience? I would say no.
That's mean.
They need somebody who has been around, who has been successful, and someone, look, I'm a big proponent. When you've got a young franchise quarterback, you need an offensive coach, because if you get a defensive coach and everything goes well, the offensive coordinator gets a head coaching job somewhere else. It's the Commanders' formula right now. The better Jaden Daniels does, the better the team does, Cliff Kingsbury's going to be gone. Whereas the Bears, they don't have to worry about that because they got Ben Johnson.
Well, we don't have to worry
Johnson's
about defensive coordinator either because Dennis Allen's never getting a head coach.
But my point is, you want to have coach and quarterback tied together.
Yep.
You don't want to have a different play caller and a different system every single year because the offensive coordinators are parlaying their time with Jackson Dart into head coaching jobs. So I think they'd be wise to lean toward an offensive coach. Joe Schoen is the wild card here. What if there's a coach that ownership wants, but the coach doesn't want to work with Joe Schoen? And we've seen that before. Years ago, the Jets wanted to hire Bill Cowher. He didn't want to work with Mike Tannenbaum, who was the GM at the time. The Jets said, we're not firing Mike Tannenbaum. But if they had, that's how they get Bill Cowher. That could be something that becomes a factor here. And that's where it gets awkward. And this is one of these issues with half measures. You fire the coach, you keep the GM. The GM's going to be looking for a coach who will be happy to coexist with the GM.
Yeah.
If you trip over a coach who says, yeah, I'd really like that job, and I have somebody I'd like to bring in with me to be the GM, that's not good for Joe Schoen. Those are just real dynamics that factor into these searches. So there was a sense that Schoen was safe. I don't know. Let's just see. Let's see how it goes when the season ends, because they may have to make a move on GM to get the coach that they decide they want. And the reality is, we'll hear all the names are going to be interviewed. This guy's been requested. That guy's been requested. So much of this shit happens behind the scenes between agents and teams, conversations that never occurred. Everybody's got an idea of what they're going to do by the time they start. Very rarely does a team go into this blind. They got an idea of who's interested and who isn't. And I think the Giants at some level, after all this time that they've had, they're going to have a pretty good idea when January 4th comes around and the search can officially begin. They're going to have an idea of what they want to do.
On behalf of Giants fans, what would the reason be for keeping Joe Schoen? What's his pitch to the Giants? Like how does the ownership feel about Joe Schoen, anything that he's produced or done to deserve him staying around?
Well, he did draft Malik Neighbors. He did draft Jackson Dart, although there's that clip making the rounds where it's clear that Schoen was basically attributing the Dart pick to Brian Daboll, who's not there anymore. But, I think John Mara, and he said this after a documentary premiered in October of 2024 regarding his father, Wellington. He was inspired to try to be more patient. He had not been very patient. And I think that's one of the reasons why they didn't clean house after last season. They got to the point this year, there were a bunch of games. They had 10-point leads in the second half, and they blew them, and out goes Brian Daboll. But they didn't fire Schoen then. I think Mara wants to try to be like the Steelers. Let's be patient. Let's have continuity. Let's build something. Let's not fall victim to a bad year here, a bad year there. But, all you got to do is play the tapes of the Hard Knocks with the Saquon Barkley escapade, and that becomes Exhibit A for making a change at GM. That was riveting and revealing and damning. And I am surprised Schoen survived last offseason after they let Barkley walk away, and he goes on to become one of the best players in the NFL with their arch rivals and wins a Super Bowl.
Okay, Mike, give me a couple names. We're not going to say hot seat, but just, hey, this might happen. Hey, there's they're going to have a conversation after the season. They're going to sit down and there will be a long conversation between the owner and the coach. And we don't know if there's going to be a firing, but it could happen. Something could happen there.
I did this on Wednesday morning, and I also did it in the middle of November, just a snapshot of the teams that I'm keeping an eye on. You look at the Jets right out of the gates. Aaron Glenn, he's been there 1 year. Is it guaranteed he's going to be back for next year? He hasn't handled the media very well. He's already fired defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. A defensive coach gets the job, hires a defensive coordinator, and fires a defensive coordinator, and it's just been a disaster. And who wanted Justin Fields? If I'm Woody Johnson, the owner of the Jets, I want to know who signed off on $30 million fully guaranteed for Justin Fields, because that was a disaster, and that person is going to be accountable and maybe with their job. So I'm kind of watching the Jets just to see what happens. And also, when you have a dysfunctional owner, you have to factor in the possibility that something crazy is going to happen. I'm also keeping an eye on the Dolphins, obviously. Obviously.
You have to.
They already fired their GM. New GM is going to want his own coach. I think Mike McDaniel benching Tua Tagovailoa is part of the effort to try to show whoever the new GM is, I'm flexible. I'll work with you. Give me a chance to try to select a new quarterback with you, and we go forward. You got to watch the Browns, although I don't know why anybody would expect the Browns to be any good this year. Like the Deshaun Watson trade was such a disaster. They're still dealing with that. So does Kevin Stefanski deserve to be fired? Like, again, what did we think they were going to be playoff contenders this year? Hell no.
Right.
So that was kind of weird to me, but I'm still going to watch it. The Bengals, I don't know if Zach Taylor is going to be back. I look at the Raiders and Pete Carroll. That seems not sustainable.
Yeah.
75 offense against the Eagles. How do you not blow that whole thing up? And that's just the AFC. That's just the AFC. And I think there's 6-7 more in the NFC.
What about the Chiefs?
Well, look, it would be foolish for the Chiefs to ever consider moving on from Andy Reid. He's the best thing that ever happened to them other than Patrick Mahomes. But he's going to be 68 in March. It's one thing to be doing this as an older guy when everything's going well and we're going to the Super Bowl every year. Now you're kind of in this, what are we really doing? What kind of a rebuild is this?
Right.
We're changing a tire on a moving car. We have the most important position in football under control, but beyond that, what the hell do we have? The receivers aren't good enough. The offensive line's not good enough. The defense has started to fall apart. Chris Jones is past his prime. There's a lot of heavy lifting they need to do. So if I'm Andy Reid, my question for myself is it time now? Because by the time we're elite again, it may be too late. And is it time now? Is it the right time now for me to hand the baton to someone else who can preside over however long it's going to take to build this thing up again? And it doesn't feel like a one-year fix. If it was a one-year fix, fine, no big deal. But I think it should be his decision, his alone. He's earned that. But I just think that if you're taking a step back after a long season and you're going to be 68, you have to at least ask yourself, is this the right time to move on?
Yeah.
Memes, what did you think about Mike's discussion regarding the New York Jets? Was he on? Was he spot on with that?
Yeah, he sounds on.
Okay, so no beef.
Wow.
No, not right now. I don't care about the Jets right now.
Oh, that's healthy.
Since when?
Hey, Memes.
I mean, Brady Cook's playing quarterback.
Memes, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
There's a quarterback out there who has a 7-0 lifetime record against the New York Jets.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. You can't play in the cold.
Who?
Tua.
Oh, come on.
That's mean.
That was mean.
7-0.
That was mean, Mike.
Hey, Mike, what about the Eagles? You think that everything's fixed, or we asked this to Ryan Fitzpatrick on Wednesday's show? Is everything fixed, or do they play the Raiders?
Here's what's amazing. They've done such a good job of concealing whatever the heart of their problem is within the organization. And it's obvious there's something there. Is it a Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown thing? I don't know. But there's something, and they keep it hidden. But they don't hide the symptoms.
Yeah.
It's chaos everywhere, but nobody knows exactly what the problem is. I won't be surprised if A.J. Brown is traded in the offseason. I think we're at the point where it makes sense for both sides for him to move on. They can find another receiver. They can make their offense go without him, and he could move on and be happier somewhere else, maybe a reunion with Mike Vrabel with the Patriots. But I said after they lost to the Chargers, when they come home and play the Raiders, they have to dismantle the Raiders the same way the Chiefs did, or it's going to be a shit show for them with their fans. And final score, exact same score, 31-0. The Chiefs held the Raiders to 95 yards, The Eagles did it 20 yards better to 75 yards.
Yeah. So they're fixed.
Well, for now.
Yes.
For now. And look, the Cowboys losing to the Lions and the Vikings was a huge boost. Did they lose another one in between? I'm fucking losing track of time. No, it was
you're
just
right.
the Lions and the Vikings so far. And so all the Eagles have to do is beat the Commanders once out of the next 3 games or beat the Bills. I mean, the magic number is 1. Even if the Cowboys win out, you win a game and you win the division. So crisis averted. They're going to be in the playoffs. The question is, how far will they advance? But their defense is very good. They need Jalen Carter back. He's got shoulder injuries, both shoulders, had surgery on both shoulders, but I feel like they're moving in the right direction. And look, there's something to be said for having that experience in single elimination games. You're not going to freak out. Some of these teams that are kind of new to the party, hell, Sam Darnold, we saw him freak out week 18 of last year, and it wasn't any better in the playoff game. If the Eagles come against the Seahawks at some point, just the advantage, the natural advantage of experience and not freaking out is going to go to the Eagles.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Max, you hear that? Don't freak out.
Stop freaking out.
I never freak out. I'm a mild-mannered, cool, calm, collective guy.
Mike, you mentioned the Browns a second ago. What are they going to do next year? Is Deshaun Watson going to start the season for the Cleveland Browns?
They have to bring him back because moving on from him would create salary cap havoc. The way they've structured his contract and kicked the can, and they've done restructurings, they have to let him finish 2026 on the roster so they can manage the cap charges, because they pushed a lot of that money. The $46 million, 5 years, $230 million deal. Most of that money hasn't been charged against the salary cap yet for the Browns. So he'll be on the team. Will he compete to be the starter? I don't know. Are they going to let Shedeur compete? I don't know. I think they're collecting data this year to make that decision. They got 2 first-round picks. Theirs and the Jaguars. If they could have a scenario where they don't need to use a first-round pick on a quarterback, that's a win. So I think they need to take a serious look, do a full assessment of the options they currently have, the guys on the roster. I think we've seen enough from Dylan Gabriel. Look, good enough player, but he's not the long-term answer. Shedeur could be. Deshaun Watson, what the hell? If he's healthy, what the hell? Put him out there at some point and see what he can do. He's on the team anyway. But that is going to be the issue. And until he's gone and until those cap dollars are off the books, it's just going to be hard for them to compete, because it isn't just the cap money and the cash they gave to him. We talk about the guaranteed contract. The thing that gets overlooked, 3 first-round picks plus multiple other picks, young, cheap players that would now be coming into their own for the Browns. Those guys are just gone. And that's one of the reasons why the Browns have Myles Garrett and basically no one else.
Yeah, and would Stefanski even want to stick around that long? I feel like if they fired him, if I'm Kevin Stefanski, I'm not exactly like crying in my beer over that. I'm probably pretty pumped.
He's been there since, 2019? I think that's when he took the job. He's been coach of the year twice, the 2 years that he took the team to the playoffs. You've got an owner there who is very involved. And unlike Jerry Jones, who just made himself the GM, Jimmy Haslam, I think, kind of hides behind the coach, the GM, the chief strategy officer, Paul DePodesta, who's no longer there. And I think Haslam has a way of making it known what he wants to do. And I think he does meddle in his own way. Stefanski, Andrew Berry, the GM of the team, they've managed to coexist with Jimmy Haslam. Remember the clip when they put in the Shedeur Sanders pick and they're just like, they're sitting there did they really want Shedeur Sanders? Did they really want Deshaun Watson? The thing I respect out of Berry, Stefanski, and DePodesta, there's never been a single leak from anyone with the Browns that Haslam's running the show, that Haslam's telling them what to do, that the coach didn't want Deshaun Watson, the GM didn't want Shedeur Sanders. They do a very good job of kind of keeping their business internal, but it just seems like a mess. And so many of the teams that are dysfunctional, Big Cat, saying that I've picked up from you, and I use it all the time, dysfunctional teams do dysfunctional things. It flows from the top of the organization. And in Cleveland, it flows from Jimmy Haslam. I think Stefanski and Andrew Berry are just doing the best they can under bad circumstances.
Yeah. All right, Mike. So everyone go get the ebook free Monday on Amazon Prime. That's a holiday gift to you. I have one final question. It's a Roback question, RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, Roback.com, promo code TAKE. We're going to give you the Week 16 Super Bowl prediction and winner, so you can just pretend you didn't do it before the season, and we're going to give you full credit if you get this right.
All right, let's say Bills.
Yeah.
Coming out of the AFC. And you know what? And I know this isn't going to air until Friday. We don't know what's going to happen as we speak with the Seahawks and the Rams. There's a very easy path for the 49ers to win the division, to get the number 1 seed, to get the bye week, to get the 2 home games, to host the friggin' Super Bowl in Santa Clara.
Whoa.
That was Chris Berman circling the wagons fever dream back in the
God.
90s.
My
And
The Berman Bowl.
you pick the Bills and the 49ers. Let's go.
I love it.
49ers, baby.
I
Man.
like that. I would push back that it's an easy path for the Niners. And I say that as somebody that put in a future on the Niners to win the Super Bowl 2 days ago. They don't have the easiest set of games in front of them.
No, but if the Seahawks beat the Rams, they control their own destiny.
But they would control their own destiny, and they would get the 1 seed if that happened. I hadn't even thought about the fact that it could be the Bills and the Niners in San Francisco, the site of the catch, where a young Swam was in attendance on the sideline. What a story that would be.
And you know what? The Caleb Williams throw, Sims pointed this out today. You guys did the whole side-by-side. As soon as it happened, I said to Jason Garrett, that's Montana to Clark. I mean, it was obvious, sprint right option. It was obvious. But Sims said this today, and I hadn't thought about it. Montana was on the 11.
Yes.
Caleb was on the 29.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a fucking missile that he threw from the 29 to DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
it was 0 degrees.
Yeah.
Pretty good throw.
But the Swam wasn't there.
Yeah, the Schwam wasn't there.
I wish he had managed, what was it, Seth Wickersham reporting in American Kings that he was trying to get to Minnesota. I wish he had gotten to Minnesota.
You got 9, though.
Yeah, you got 9.
9. Be thankful for 9.
Up.
You don't believe in 9, do you?
9 may be fine. Let's see.
Okay.
I'm skeptical.
Okay, you're back on 9.
I'm not skeptical about Caleb. I'm not skeptical.
I love that. I love to hear that.
The Bears are going to be good for a long time.
Caleb he's been awesome this year. Ben Johnson is very, very good. Okay, Mike, you're the best. Everyone go get that free ebook. We love seeing you.
On our way home. You never said the title. On our way home.
On our way home.
On our way home.
On our way home. Go get it. Mike.
Before Monday. Free on Monday.
We love you, and we'll see you Super Bowl week.
See you guys.
Mike Florio is brought to you by Chevy. Football season's here. Whether you're grinding through the week or gearing up for kickoff, there's one ride that's always game ready, the Chevy Silverado. The Chevy Silverado is a longtime partner of Part of My Take. It's our favorite truck. It's all about grit. From job site to tailgate, Silverado lets you show up strong and tackle any task. It's built for the hustle. It's ready for the game. Silverado is America's most dependable full-size truck. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Head to Chevy.com to learn more. Build your own Chevy Silverado today. And Florio is also brought to you by our great friends at Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. It's PFT here. I'm making my Irish entrance with Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. How do you make an Irish entrance, you might ask? It starts with a shot of Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey because real friends don't let friends Irish exit a party without a story to tell. Original Proper Number 12 is a rich, smooth blend of golden grain, single malt, aged 4 years in bourbon barrels. You mix it up with some ginger ale for a classic, refreshing Proper ginger. In the mood for something smooth but a little sweeter? Try Proper Irish Apple. It's a delicious blend of Proper's award-winning Irish whiskey with crisp, fresh notes of apple. So get out there and make your Irish entrance. Anything else just wouldn't be proper. And now, here is Oregon Duck, Joey Harrington.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very, very special guest, recurring guest, friend of the program. It is the legend, Joey Harrington. We wanted to get him on before the big matchup in the college football playoff this weekend between JMU and Oregon. Maybe we'll talk some other college football matchups for this weekend as well. But, Joey, let's start with the game that everyone is talking about.
And everyone meaning...
us.
Meaning me and you.
This show.
Sitting to your right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So David versus Goliath, Oregon versus JMU. Give me, because PFT has, I'm very excited for him to be able to watch his team in the college football playoff. He has muttered every now and then being like, what if we just win? And I'm like, dude, maybe you could. Do you have any fears whatsoever in this game?
Yeah.
Oh.
I do.
Okay, why?
Why? Because we've seen Appalachian State beat Michigan. Because we've seen, look, like this is the worst possible matchup. in one sense, if you're an Oregon fan, right? Because we're coming off of we played Liberty in the Fiesta Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like they tried to bring it up like it was going to be a big matchup, and it was over by the start of the second quarter.
Yep.
But there's always that thing in the back of your mind, right? So you get lulled to say, oh, it's just going to be another walk in the park. But there's always somebody. There's always I know it's the NCAA tournament, like the basketball tournament, but everybody can remember the number ones who got knocked off by the 6 teams.
Yep.
Right. Everybody can remember the 2s that lost in the 15s. Like, it happens. It happens enough to. And look, like, there's a reason they made it to the playoff. Are they the best team in college football right now? No, they're not. But they're there, right? It's not like you're playing, hell, I mean, pick a team. Right? It's not like you're playing some bottom of the barrel team that doesn't deserve to be there. They won 12 football games this year.
Yeah.
It takes a hell of a lot of skill to be able to do that. So you take something like, you take the past examples of it's just going to be like Liberty. We can go easy, and then you combine that with the Appalachian State, like you said, the David beating the Goliath. It can happen. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but it could, which is enough to make me nervous about it.
Yeah, and as for the matchup itself, I was looking through Oregon's roster. I watched Oregon. I think I watched 4 or 5 Oregon games in their entirety this season. They're a really good football team, and the size on your defensive line compared to our offensive line, I don't think it's going to be that much of a mismatch because we got some big boys up front. I think the size is going to be more felt your offensive line against our defensive line, and the depth too.
It's a speed thing, right? Because anybody, the smaller schools can get big dudes. You can put somebody in the weight room and make them a big dude.
Yeah.
Right. But it's that explosiveness. And oftentimes that's what happens is it's those guys. Anybody can get someone who's 290, 300. But to get somebody who's 290 and 300 and be on the defensive line, like you said, who can be explosive, who could wreck a backfield, like that's the difference between the JMUs and the Oregons.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely going to be a long shot. I do go back and forth. Big Cat's right. I do find myself in moments just being like, what if we won? I just keep thinking about how awesome that would be if we won. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm excited to be there. Joey and I were texting the other day about the tickets to get into the game. It seems like it's not exactly the hottest ticket in town. If you look at the college playoff games for this weekend, I think it's twice as cheap as the second cheapest ticket. So what do you think that's about? Why are Oregon fans not going to make the trip for this one?
I mean, I don't know if people really understand the geography of Oregon. And Eugene, 1, isn't a huge city. And 2, Oregon hasn't been a very big school for a long time, right? So it's not like we've got this giant alumni base sitting right there in Eugene. Most of the people come from Portland. It can be a 2-hour drive, or they come over the mountains from Bend, which is, again, to be a 2-hour drive. So you're going to tell me that on a Saturday night for a late kickoff, I'm going to get in the car and fight traffic in a pouring down rainstorm. We got an atmospheric river coming here, right? Mm-hmm. To sit in a wet parking lot, to wait, 20 minutes in line to get a $17 beer, to then wait in line to take a leak, to then have the game be over by halftime and then flip it around and drive back up I-5. Like, I can understand why people aren't clamoring to get down to the game right now. Now, if it was Alabama coming to town, nothing against the Dukes,
no,
but
don't take that disrespect.
No, I hear you. Bulletin board.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not Bama.
Listen, you better hope there's not rain, because I want this to be a competitive game, and I told PFT, I was like, look, I went to Wisconsin. I watched that game this year. Wisconsin was bad, but we hung it. Like that wasn't a blowout, and that game was weird. I know that it was never really in doubt, but it wasn't just like laying down, and that was Wisconsin's a bad football team right now. So you could stay in it.
So go back to your earlier question. Why am I nervous? Because I was at that Wisconsin game.
Yeah.
Right. because and you talked about it a second ago about the explosiveness. We lost we lost our top 6 receivers at one point, but we've lost our most explosive wide receiver. And that Wisconsin game was right in the middle of that stretch where we had nothing going on offense. And we were trying to figure out who the hell we were. And like you said, we allowed James Madison fans to buy some tickets in there. They play in it's going to be raining sideways. This is, I don't know about you guys on the East Coast, but this is called an atmospheric river. Mm-hmm. And it's blowing it off the Pacific, and it is going to be raining sideways for about 3 days. So you're going to get a sloppy game with potentially some James Madison fans there against an Oregon offense that's missing DeCorian Moore right now. Now there was talk about him coming back at practice this week, but look, this is not the same Oregon football team as the first 6 or 8 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Right? That was the difference. When they played Ohio State last year, they were the number 1 team coming into it. The one piece they were missing was that explosive wide receiver, the Jeremiah Smith, that absolutely Ohio State just tore Oregon apart with him. They got him into DeCorian Moore this year, and then in a non-contact practice injury, he's now missed the back half of the season. And Oregon is not the explosive team that they were at the start of the year.
So if you guys win, I'm gonna say if.
Yeah, on
Saturday.
I think it's fair to look ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if. But if you win, what is the ceiling for this team? Because I do think that Dante Moore.
Wait, you're talking to me or you're talking to him?
Talking to you. I'm talking to you, Joey. Like I think that I look at this Oregon season and I get what you're saying because there have been some unfortunate injuries in their explosiveness, but that win against Iowa kind of opened my eyes where I was like, okay, they just went, and that's not when you go play at Iowa at Kinnick in November, October, late October, and it's a night game or a late afternoon game. They make you play a brand of football that no one wants to play and no one's comfortable with. And Oregon went and out Iowa to Iowa, and Dante Moore made big plays at the end, and I was like, this team feels like they could. They have the right mix where they can play any style with anyone. So do you think that they have a legitimate chance to win multiple playoff games and get to a national championship?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. And that's a great example is because that was right in the middle of that stretch where we had just lost to DeCorian Moore, right? That was the game where we were literally missing. Sadiq was out. Gary Bryant was out. DeCorian Moore was out. We lost Evan Stewart at the start of the season. We were literally missing our top 6 receivers. And we still won in this garbage type of game, right? That stereotypical Midwest Big Ten, like just grind it out type of game. And why? Because Dante Moore made that throw at the end. And that was that's one of the reasons why I'm actually so encouraged is because the way he was able to change the way in which he played about midseason, right? He has absolutely he's gone from being able to take those shots down the field and matured into a guy who's now completing almost 80% of his passes in the back half of the season.
Yeah.
Right. So if you can do that as a quarterback with a significant decrease in talent around you, that tells me something. And what do you need to make a great run in any playoff, in any level in the playoffs in football? You need a quarterback who's going to take control. You need a quarterback who's not going to melt under the pressure of the moment. And that's that was a great example at Iowa. That's exactly what he did. 4th down, what do you need? You need a money throw, and he put it right on the money. Ball game.
Yeah.
Oregon's been a very fun team to watch. I thought you guys were competitive against Indiana, and that's a matchup that you're not going to be intimidated by Indiana. They won. I guess you could say they won, and it was decisive, but it wasn't. Oregon was right in there until the end. I feel like the Ducks could play with anybody in the country right now, and they seem like they play a fun brand of football. Do you know Dan Lanning personally?
Oh yeah, Dan is like he is the perfect guy for Oregon at this time, right? And I say that because he came in and Oregon's a different place. It's a different program. It's a non-traditional, and I'll say it until we win a national championship. We're not a blue blood program. We're a type of program. We still have yet to win a national championship. Like we are trying to fight and scrap and get into that category. We do things differently. We push the envelope, but we're extremely loyal.
Yeah.
And what Dan came in and did right away is he just like locked into that community. He locked into that family. And then college football has completely changed. Like it is a different, all it is a different league of professional football in the NFL. So Dan is the perfect combination of that loyalty and that family, wanting to run through a wall for a guy and still saying, you know what, I got to go out and spend some money. And I got to go out and get these players. And that's the reality of this college football world. So he's been able to marry the two where he says, you know what, I'm going out and I'm getting some hired guns, but I'm going to make them feel like they're part of something special here. And that takes a special kind of coach.
Yeah, he also seems like a complete psycho, and I mean that in a good way, like the right kind of psycho to be running your football program.
What was the interview? It was after the game where he looked like he was like bulging.
Yeah,
he looked like he just finished.
Is that Penn State?
What?
Where Landon,
oh yeah, it was after Penn State. Yes.
Yeah, he looked like he just finished something that I don't know if.
Right.
He was jacked up.
He was jacked up. Sometimes we get excited to watch good football players. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a guy that I would have loved to play for.
Have you thought about how much money you would have made in NIL?
Oh, man.
That would have been pretty good for you, Joey.
You know what's so funny is like people get at, I've been asked that question before. I probably had, and at the time it was like, oh my God, this is so outlandish. People were they either loved it or they hated it. But you tell me what a 10-story billboard across from Madison Square Garden would have garnered for NIL money.
Yeah.
I think I would have been able to charge a pretty, instead of them coming to say like, hey, we'd like to put a billboard up of you in New York City, and me just being like, yeah, sure, that's pretty cool. If they came and said, hey, we'd like to put up a billboard of you in New York City, I'd be, yeah, that's great. It'll cost you $5 million.
Yeah.
I wonder how that conversation would have gone.
I mean, did you think about that at all at the time when they said, hey, we got a billboard of you in Times Square? It was probably awesome for a college student to see that. It's like incredible. Did you think about how much money they spent on it and how much money they could have been paying you?
Well, one, I know how much money they spent on it. Two, you said we're coming at it from the perspective of this NIL world. Like, remember, this is still, we're not that far removed from the Pony Express and SMU literally getting the death penalty for paying players.
Yeah.
Like it was, you were the Antichrist if you suggested like, hey, we should pay these college players. It's like, hell no, because they're amateurs and they represent amateur sports. So I didn't ever think of what I could have made off of it. But I will say that the residual effect of it is something that I do think about. I wouldn't have been in New York as a Heisman finalist without it. I'm convinced of that because this was a point when nobody knew Oregon, nobody watched West Coast football outside of USC, and nobody on the East Coast cared to bring somebody. The West Coast hadn't had a Heisman finalist in like 20 years.
Yes.
And so that billboard brought visibility at a time when we were taking off. And what that did for me in terms of, finances down the road in the NFL, like I'm fully aware of everything that did.
I got a dumb question for you. Uniform combos. Is there a certain uniform combo that you're like, oh, this is the winning combo? Because Oregon has the most uniforms out there, but is there a specific one you're like, yup, we feel good in this one?
Home or away?
Let's call it home.
I love the true Kelly green, like the green.
Yeah.
When they start doing black and yellow and like I just love what they had a combo a couple weeks ago where they went white pants, green top, and then like yellow helmet. Like that's because that's old school Oregon colors with the new uniform. So when I see that, like the other one that gets me too is the one, remember DeAnthony Thomas?
Yep.
The Rose Bowl uniforms where they had like the dark green with the chrome helmet. And I was at that game, and when he takes off down the sideline and the sun and the Pasadena hits it, I was like, oh, that's a winner too. So those are kind of my two favorite combos.
Or is there one that's faster?
Faster?
Yeah. What's the fastest uniform Oregon has?
Oh, it's the Chrome.
Yeah.
It's the D'Anthony Thomas Chrome. That's the fastest one. But then if you go on the road and you go Stormtrooper with the all whites, like that's pretty fast too. So that's what I was asking, home or away. Like there's a different. The Chrome though, that just because that was D'Anthony. That was Kenya. Like that was one of the fastest teams we've had.
I was at the Rose Bowl as well. That was Wisconsin. That was the 2012 Rose Bowl.
That was.
Yeah. And I remember those helmets. I was like, this is cheating because I was convinced that they were like there was a glare off the helmet that was blinding.
On the eyes of Russell Wilson is what it did.
Yeah, it was blinding the Badgers. So I was coping pretty hard. But that was. I mean, he clocked the ball. He clocked the ball in time. It was bullshit that they didn't let him have one more play. But that's neither here nor there. All right, give me this. I have one last question for you. It's a rowback question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, rowback.com. Do you guys have a bet?
We don't have a bet. No.
You need a bet.
Do we?
I think you should bet against the spread.
But what is seriously, like, what is in it for because there's nothing good that can come. If I win the bet, it's like, well, yeah, of course you won the bet. But if I lose the bet, then it's like,
all right. Well, I'll throw out stakes
with the spread included.
Yeah,
like if you beat the shit out of us, if you win by 40 points, that's going to feel good.
Yeah.
But will it? Because we should.
Okay, so here's what I'll propose. If JMU covers the 21.5, we get a signed Joey Harrington jersey that we get to put up in our studio.
Okay.
And if Oregon kicks the shit out of JMU and covers the spread, we will give you one free subscription to Netflix.
Done.
Okay.
Done.
All right. The stakes couldn't be higher. The stakes could not be higher, guys. I got something to play for now. Those aren't free, Joey.
All right.
We'll paywall your ass.
Yeah, we got you.
We'll do it. I'm looking at the uniform selection for this weekend. I don't think they've announced it yet, but the crowd is being told to wear green.
Usually until Thursday, I think.
Okay. So the crowd's being told to wear green, and then people are speculating that would mean that there was some sort of green involved in the uniform. So not the black ones.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Yeah, you guys put too much black in your uniforms. I like green and yellow and those
Classic.
Are cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Also, Joey, I was looking at your stats as an NFL player here. You threw for over 300 yards as a rookie. That's pretty cool.
I did.
Yeah, against the Vikings.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think it was like week 5 or week 6. You lit them up. That must have been pretty cool.
I'm trying, man. That was decades ago.
But
somebody asked when we were watching Grandpa play this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, you think that you would want to? How great would it be to go back out there? I was like, you couldn't pay me enough to go back on that field. 2, they're asking, what was it like? I was like, I'm literally knee deep in soccer practices and math homework and PTA board meetings. Like, I don't remember play against. There are a few moments. I do remember a Vikings game where we drove down. I threw a touchdown to Roy Williams to tie it up. Well, to try and tie it up and send it to overtime. And they snapped the ball, and the holder dropped it, and so we missed the PAT and lost. That's what I remember against the Vikings.
I don't know if that was this game or not, but it looks like you went off on them.
Yeah.
So good work on that one, Joey. And how's the knee doing, by the way?
The knee? I know, that's the last time I saw you. I crunched my. What was that bar that I met you at?
I forget the name of that bar. No, it was like
I thought you went to Lottie's.
It was like a pizza restaurant or some sort of restaurant that we went to. And Joey was like 2 days out of surgery, and you just hadn't left your hotel or your hospital room for I think 3 or 4 days at the time.
Yeah, I was there actually on my birthday.
That's right.
And I was sitting there. I was 2-3 days into, because I don't think I could get on a plane for 5 days. So I just had to sit there in the room. I was like, man, the surgeon said I could start crutching around. I was like, I got to get out of here. And I think I just sent something out and you said, hey, come meet us for a beer. So knee is actually starting to feel pretty good. It took a while. Probably took about a year and a half. But I'm starting to feel all right.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
I don't feel 47.
All right. Well, Joey, thank you, and I can't wait to put up your jersey when JMU shocks the world and only
What is
loses
it,
by
21 and a half?
21 and a half.
21. I want a good one too. I want a good Oregon jersey.
Yeah, I want a really good one. Sign Joey when JMU loses by 21, and then we get to put that jersey on.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Okay. All right.
I'm going to feel pretty good. I'm going to feel real good about that loss. I won.
21 and a half. All right. Fair enough. Got it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Joey. Appreciate it, man.
You bet. See you guys.
This week's Fyre Fest is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. We all know that life comes at you fast. 1 minute, you're living life in the fast lane, winning Sunbelt titles, running off at the mouth, and the next, you're staring down an ass-kicking on Saturday night in front of the entire world. When you find yourself in the middle of your very own Fyre Fest, you just might need America's largest injury law firm in your corner. Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for the people, helping with your Fyre Fest for over 35 years. 1 minute, you're going to the NFC Championship game. The next, it all falls apart. With Morgan & Morgan, it's easy to get started. Their fee is free unless they win. You can check them out at forthepeople.com/PMT. That's forthepeople.com/PMT.
Okay, Fyre Fest of the week. Henry.
It's been a short week. I mean, it's Wednesday. Week's been flying by. We got the holidays coming up.
We got 2 short weeks coming.
Two short weeks coming.
With what we've got, because just a reminder, everyone's scheduled next week. We're going to have a show Monday and Wednesday, and the following week we'll have a show Monday and Friday.
Yep.
But yeah, it's weird because we're taping this on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I guess it's just a continuation. I'm going to do it tomorrow, hopefully, or Friday.
You're going to do it?
Bring my car in.
Oh,
yeah? You going to get fixed?
I got to figure out the tire.
You're going to get,
you got to
you're going to get to the bottom of the tire.
What? Anything else going on this week? Just golf. You're getting better. The lefty is. I actually love the lefty stuff. It looks like a better swing than the righty.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to get better. I've been doing left sember. It's frustrating because I'm obviously not. It's only 18 days in, 17 days in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play in a couple weeks. I'll be going somewhere warm after Christmas for a couple days, so we'll see then. I'll make a decision January 2nd.
You got the tan for it. Get back out in the sun.
But yeah, I don't know the golf. It's like we're at work. We've been at work every day.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying your lefty swing is looks better than your righty swing.
Yeah, it looks better.
Visually more appealing.
It fits my vibe better. I think being a lefty. I've been struggling with consistency, but that's kind of part of the journey. It's been fun.
Golf.
Do you feel better, or do you feel different? Like when you're hitting lefty, do you have a different?
It feels right.
Do you have a different personality?
It just feels like more like my personality is the personality of a left-handed golfer.
Yeah, I like that.
That's true.
It feels right. All right, pretty good week, Hank.
Pretty good week.
Yeah.
PFT.
My Fyre Fest of the week is I'm doing 12 days of Duckmas. I'm eating duck every day. After about 4 days of ordering duck from restaurants, I kind of ran out of options, and now it's just all the same type of duck. It's all like Thai food or Chinese food. And it's pretty much the same preparation. And as a man who has dealt with kidney stones in the past, I feel like duck might not be the best food to eat every day. But I love duck. I love it a lot. I just feel like 4 days of Duckmas was enough.
Yeah.
And then I have eight more days after that. I think right now I'm on day number 8.
This is just gumbo all over again.
It's gumbo all over again.
Yeah.
I take something that I love and then I overdo it. And then I'm like, I don't want to play Flight Simulator for another 2 months. Like, I get really into things. I got really into duck. I was excited about it.
It's like me with left sember.
Left sember, yeah. I'm doing duck sember right now. And Saturday, I'll have a feast, peking duck before the game, getting ready for it. But it's one of those things where I feel like maybe I should have started this later. But if I started later, like 4 days of Duckmas doesn't have the same ring to it as 12 days of Duckmas does. So listen, we all make sacrifices this time of year. So that'll be mine.
That's a lot of duck.
That's a lot of duck.
That's a lot of duck.
It's a ton of duck. I'm just seeing ducks everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. My Fyre Fest is Hank just mentioned it's December 17th. We're getting very close to my promise to myself, which I probably made somewhere around October, that 2026 was going to be my year in terms of shape. And I've done the prep work, in the prep work, I mean, I've seen a few Instagram videos that I've sent to myself that I'm going to then, look up January 1st. But it's rapidly approaching.
Do you save?
Save and send.
I have a save folder of golf videos and like workout videos that it's probably in the hundreds.
Yeah.
And the amount of time I've gone back and watched them is probably in single digits.
Yeah, I'm kind
But
of.
when I see them, when I'm like, lying in bed or like taking a shit, I'm like, oh.
Here's my plan, and I don't know if this will work, but I have to start moving every day. 30 minutes. Some aspect.
Why don't you do cat walks?
Well, I'm gonna walk on the treadmill here, treadmill at home. Gonna start walking on the treadmill. This is gonna be our year. Also have a appointment with my doctor maybe about TRT on January 5th. High T me.
Well, as a podcaster, you have to look into getting TRT.
Yeah, I am gonna be very disappointed when I go and get tested and they're like, "Yeah, dude, you're fine."
Yeah. Well, what is it then? Well, you just have to exercise.
I'm basically just put this big thought bubble of like, oh, well, it must be because I don't have any testosterone left. And I'm going to go and they're just going to say, you're a totally normal 40-year-old man.
Yeah, I've been putting off. I've been saying I was going to start working out for the last like month and a half. And then things happen. Life gets in the way. Your back doesn't feel great when you wake up. And you're like, I can't do it today.
You just get close enough to January 1st. You can't start it
exactly.
here.
That's what I told myself. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to be a New Year's guy.
Yeah, we're New Year's guys. It's okay to say we're New Year's guys. Max is a New Year's guy. Yeah. You're a get back in shape and New Year's guy.
I'm back in. Yeah, no, there's no choice.
I watched you build a fucking gingerbread house for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I ate so much fucking frosting.
Right.
But you put frosting in front of me to build a gingerbread house.
It's getting eaten.
You can't not eat the fucking frosting.
Right. It's like a dog with their food.
Yeah, I am a dog. That's part of the reason of Super Bowl Sunday every Sunday.
Yeah.
You put that food in front of me, it's impossible for me to not eat.
It's about to be 2020 sexy on this podcast.
Oh, man.
How about that?
Can we all get on a scale together? Oh, no. Hank is trying to bulk.
So is PFT.
I'm trying to.
All right. So, you know what? Can I join? Can we do it for real, the booth?
Yeah, starting
booth?
January 1.
65?
Up until my wedding. And then
Wait,
it's done.
yeah. What if we get 65 between the four of us?
I like that.
That's a good goal.
By my what? Yeah.
Let's work it together. We could do this.
I think if we have big cap.
Yeah.
You want
I
to
think
try
we
and
could
go
do
65, 50?
You guys should
65?
gain fit 65.
You guys should go up 65.
I don't know if I can. That would mean that we would both gain 32.5 pounds.
I bet
That
you.
would be so fun.
I bet you by the Super Bowl
I'll be above
we could
200.
We could lose 65.
Yeah.
15 each.
By the Super Bowl?
It's 15 each in 5 weeks.
Yeah. Easy.
The first 10.
Wait, by the Super Bowl?
Dude,
That's what,
Super Bowl.
Max,
No.
you know
Super
how
Bowl,
it works
no.
for us. We just don't eat for one day 10 pounds.
Yeah, but we have Saturday, Sunday streams. That's 2 Super Bowl
Yeah,
Sundays
we have
in a
Super
row.
Bowl Sunday. You gotta put into factor the Super Bowl Sunday food.
Oh, and
All right,
you've
what
also
day-
got college national championship
and
Monday.
now we get free lunch.
March
Tuesdays.
1st.
Tuesdays.
I think
March 1st.
We're staring down the barrel of 8 Super Bowls in January.
March 1st. Can we do March 1st?
I'm down.
Let's
Wedding.
get 65 by March 1st.
Wedding.
What about March 3rd?
March 3rd. Why?
That's my birthday.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Max, are you contractually obligated to do Is It Cake every single show, though, now? And that's probably going to add on a few pounds.
Is it
No?
cake?
Okay. Not? We're not?
Like, oh, right. Got it. Yep.
I didn't know.
That was good. Yeah.
I put that together.
Yeah.
I think I put that together. Netflix?
Yeah.
Got
We're going to
it.
have Peppa Pig on the show mid-January.
Yeah. Shonda Rhimes is replacing Hank as a
Cake?
producer.
Peppa Pig and Ms. Rachel.
I hope there's a comment section.
Hopefully.
I want to see the comment section.
They are building out a podcast interface.
Yep.
So, and they are a tech company.
Yep. Oh, hey, I think we finally escaped the tennis podcast.
Yeah, we ran.
Yeah.
They ran us off.
They won.
They ran us off the internet.
Another race.
It's a tennis podcast.
Netflix is sick.
Oh, man. Listen, just trust us. We get through this. All right, Zach.
My favorite of the week is virtual Jeremiah Smith. Just because,
Yeah.
like,
That was my other Fyre Fest.
it's bad. Like he's an immovable object right now in our way to national championship, Big Hat.
So we brought back Doug's. It was a sponsored 3-stream deal with EA. And the goal was to try to win a national championship in those 3 streams. We did not. I'm not giving up.
We can't.
We have to. We will be playing more streams in January because our schedule even gets a little lighter because college football is winding down. We are going to win a national championship in January, and I think what we should do, Zach, I was thinking about it in terms of streams. What we should do is we should just pick a day, and once a week, and we start. And if the minute we lose, the stream's over. So that way, the stream could be like 45 minutes. Or it could be, we win a national championship. So we don't do extra teams.
What if you get a walking treadmill?
Ooh. That's a really good idea.
And however many points.
Wait, aren't all treadmills walking treadmills?
Or like a mobile one.
Like the walking pad. The walking pad you're talking about.
Oh, the walking pad. Yeah. Really good idea. Even better idea.
You should podcast while walking.
You know what I'm talking about.
I knew what you were talking about, but then it hit me that it was like walking treadmill. That is every treadmill. But yeah.
I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
I was
That's
right
why
there.
I said good idea. We're going to win a national championship, Zach. We have to.
We have it in us. It's just like, as of right now, he is...
Do we stick with the same team? Do we just go Oregon?
I mean, the energy in the room was high when we were running Oregon. Like, we had the team...
Wait, you want to start a whole season? Could start a whole season.
Top to bottom?
Play 3-minute quarters. Fuck.
I don't hate that.
When are we getting our stream set up?
After Super Bowl.
I love that. Zach, we're gonna be in that thing.
We could get in there.
We're gonna get in there. We have to win a national championship. Before the national championship, we have to win a national championship.
I really thought today was the day. Like but then just as fast as we built the momentum, in 3 real life minutes we crumpled.
We're as a video game coaching staff, because Zach and Jerry have been my DCs. Max, Hank, and PFT have been there. Memes have been there. We have a real big problem with complacency. And I mean that not game to game. I'm talking quarter to quarter. If we at any point get a 7-point lead in our heads, we've won.
Yeah.
And it's a problem.
Yeah.
So
we play through the Ian whistle.
I think the only way we can win games is either we have to be up by so much or we have to be down by 7 the whole game and go for 2 at the end.
But even there we got complacent because we were just up by so much today. It almost fell apart.
Yeah.
We get up 7 points and already start talking about the next game, and we have to avoid doing that.
We were putting our Natty t-shirts and hats on.
Has everybody made their fair share of mistakes, or is there one person that...
No, we really share in the mistakes because it was like today was just, it was like the defense was bad against Georgia, but then in the national championship, it was an all-time classic choke job by me. I haven't had one of those choke jobs in a while, and it was like throw up on yourself, piss on yourself, snot everywhere, crying. Did you see the replay of the pick I threw?
I didn't see the replay of the pick, no.
Pull it up. It was one of the worst interceptions I think ever thrown.
Well, you know what? As a bystander, Big Cat.
Pull it up, Max.
I think that there's a pattern. I think there's a pattern to some of these mistakes.
Helping out Hank. I was looking for a walking pad.
Yeah.
And I think the pattern is...
I only have 2 plays, and if the one guy isn't open, I throw a pick.
No, I think the pattern is that once you get a lead, you're like, let's see what other plays are in the playbook.
Yeah. I try to open it up.
And then you run the other play.
Watch this interception. This is one of the worst interceptions you could ever. I was going backwards.
That's
bad. Really bad. So yeah, that was me. That was me in the Natty.
That's Tua.
Just a total choke job. Yeah, that was Tua.
That was a Tua pick.
All right. Numbers.
3.
There you go, memes.
Boom.
100.
22.
Yeah, you gotta just hit the open guy.
I know.
I'll go 6.
I'll go 19.
I'll go
99 put.
77.
8.
Today's the day.
No, it's not.
Watch.
Would you guess 3?
Duh.
92. What'd you guess, Hank?
22.
90.
Not even close.
We'll do one more.
I saw the 2.
Well, you were farther away than Hank.
I actually think
we're all
this
further
is
away.
The one that Hank.
No.
That meme's
Yes.
gonna get.
I had 76.
I saw the second number.
If you didn't get it, you didn't get it.
No, that's
So
not
you
true.
we are all losers together.
Oh, this is a new thing you're doing?
Not a new thing. Here it is.
49.
49.
let's do one more.
You want one more?
Yeah.
One more.
You got to give up 3.
No.
All right, then we're not doing one more.
Come on, man.
We'll do a practice one. This one does not count. This does not count.
Nah.
Officially does not count. This does not
Would
count.
you rather it count?
And not count. Not count. There's a practice one. 73. God, if you got 3, if that happened, what would you have done to me?
I don't know. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Let's do another.
We're all tired.
Do another.
Practice one?
No.
Yeah,
We're
no,
done.
I want a real one. Do it.
No, we're done.
Do it.
No.
Come on.
All right, one more.
Counts?
Real or practice?
Counts.
Come on.
And he gets 3?
He gets 3.
Yeah. Somebody's got to win.
That's not true. You've never won.
62.
Oh, close.
Not even close. Nobody's close.
I think they all counted.
Love you guys.